Hello, fellow homebrewers. JP here, and I want to introduce to you the brand new Brew-Built X1 Conical Series available at More Beer. More Beer sells the highest standard in homebrewing equipment, and the Brew-Built Conicals are just that. They're made from mirror-polished 304 stainless steel, and they come with loads of features that you and I have been looking for. They have a full 2-inch bottom dump valve, which will eliminate your clogging issues, while the sturdy base includes 4 reinforced legs, just like those big Pro tanks do. More Beer also carries the Brew-Built line of options and add-ons like casters, pressure kits, and even external glycol chillers. So you can find out more about the new Brew-Built X1 Conical Unitanks by going over to morebeer.com for detailed videos on the entire line of Brew-Built Conicals. You can trust Brew-Built with your next fermentation, and you can trust More Beer to find the right conical for you. Brew-Built at morebeer.com.
Today's Sunday session is brought to you thanks to the fine folks at More Beer. Visit them right now at morebeer.com.
Great beer is about drinkability. Doesn't matter the style.
You guys are like walking beer Wikipedia. That's the first time that you've ever accepted me as a person.
Or you have a fermentation in your gut.
Yeah.
I'm jet propelled at all times.
How many guys do you think that you have the privilege to slap?
Somebody who's never tasted a commercial example, and this is how you know everything about this beer? Please, you don't.
I think that's bullshit.
I think it's bullshit too.
Wow. Are you guys going to arm wrestle?
No.
We're
going to teabag fight.
Yeah. You heard of Junkyard Wars?
Can I get another high five, Beavis?
Now, live from the Brewing Network studios in Northern California, this is the radio program for home brewers, craft brewers, beer lovers, and beer geeks. It's your only source for live beer radio that brings expert brewers together with, well, expert drinkers. This is the radio program with a head on it. This is The Session.
All right. Hey, welcome to the Hop Grenade, everybody. A live session, the first one we've ever done from Fort Collins. We did not christen the studio. The Rare Barrel guys were here last week and did the Sour Hour. But it is our first session, and hopefully the first of many. We got a few people out here. Thanks for coming. Welcome. Yeah. It's very nice to see you all. I'm just going to get it over with now. I know I say this all the time, but I think I'm actually dying this time.
I think you are
this
too.
time. Yeah, I think it's real this time. Is there a doctor in the house? I believe we have a doctor, right?
Oh, we do.
Okay. Well, for those of you who don't know,
off duty.
What kind of doctor?
Since I started the Brewing Network, I've had this morbid desire to actually have a death on air.
Oh, my gosh.
Well, because it's good for ratings. It's really...
Oh, sure.
Yeah, I mean, imagine that.
Imagine seeing someone die on radio.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's... Exactly. Yeah. I mean, you can't see anyway.
Yeah.
Bertie, but
it's great to be back in the Concord studio.
Yeah. So my thought always was, you know, if just somebody, and of course I always thought it would be Tasty.
Sure.
You know.
Right. Yeah. I found out Tasty's real age.
You did?
Oh.
She does.
Are we allowed to say it?
I don't think so, but I know it.
Is it above 65?
It's not.
Really?
No, he just looks like shit.
He does. Yeah.
Oh.
He does. He looks bad. So I always thought it'd be Tasty. And then, of course, for a time I thought it would be Doc.
Sure.
And I've realized recently it's going to be me. And I think it might happen today. I am dying inside.
So you're in for a great show, everybody.
Well, we had the Great American Beer Festival this week. It came to Denver, as it always does. We've been going for something like 12 years now.
Well, and we did what we always do, which is make really good health-conscious decisions every day.
We did.
I mean, we ate lots of vegetables.
Right, and didn't drink very much.
No.
Right, and went to bed early.
Right.
Yes.
So we did the opposite of all those things, and I'm feeling it. And I've decided that what will happen... See, I don't really know how many years I've been going to the GABF. It's something like 12.
It's like 12.
But I've decided that when I die tonight on the show,
Sure.
And they do the autopsy,
Yes.
I figure maybe the doctor could tell me if this might really happen. They'll slice my liver in half, and they'll tell by the rings around it how many times.
Yes. The times your liver has regrown over its dead self.
Exactly.
Yes.
Is that a thing? Can they do that? It's tonight only. Okay, good.
I think this table's big enough. We could just drag you up on that.
Well, yeah, we can't do it like in the kitchen. There's health code.
Yeah, right.
But we can do it right here. I think it's fine.
Yeah.
I don't even know you. I trust you for some reason to just chop me open and figure out what happened.
You'll also be dead, so it won't matter what you think.
Good point. Excellent point.
Good choices.
Yeah. So, but I'm going to try to make it through. If I die, I'll try to make it like in the last 5 minutes so that we do the whole show.
Well, Sam can take.
Take my spot. Yeah. Sam's the reason I'm like this. I should not be allowed to hang out with Sam. Him and I make the worst decisions ever. So we went to the Great American Beer Festival all week, as I said. It was a great time. Congratulations to all the winners, by the way. I saw a lot of good friends win medals. And then, it ended Saturday. So we had Sunday. We had a day a day to rest.
Right.
Did we rest, Beardy?
No. We didn't rest on Saturday.
No.
We didn't rest on Sunday.
No.
What day is it today?
Today's Monday.
We didn't rest today either.
We didn't rest today.
You slept.
And I slept a little. Sam kept us up until 6 a.m.
Yeah. Well, you can't go to sleep now when you're having a Tom Petty.
I have literally.
I do partially blame
session.
Tom Petty.
No sympathy. Do you know what I partially remember?
What? I don't want to know.
The snuggle attack that happened on my bed between the three of you.
Well, you're welcome.
6 o'clock this morning.
I don't remember that.
I do,
at all.
and I'm a little irritated.
Really? We came into your bedroom?
You spooned me.
Well,
that's so creepy. I don't know why I did that.
We were dropping Sam off on our way to bed. His bedroom was first, so we were putting Sam to bed.
My house is tiny. We're dropping him off. It's 4 steps from the couch. So I kind of blame Tom Petty. So we had a few drinks and then got all like sad and nostalgic and played every song he's ever written from about 3 a.m. to 6 a.m. singing at the top of something.
Yeah.
But it was nice, right? Like it was good to celebrate Petty's life. And so I blame him.
Right.
I'll be seeing him in about 45 minutes.
Right.
You're not going to the same place.
You don't think so? Wait, why does Tom Petty get to go to heaven and I don't?
You're insinuating that I'm saying you're...
Because I know what you're saying. Beardy, I've got a nice cloudy IPA.
I can see that.
Are you happy about that?
Can you?
I'm glad that you have it and not me.
Did you try it?
My cloudy thing is over there.
You didn't finish it.
Warming up. Yeah. There's a reason it's over there.
I don't know. It's a good beer. We've got Joyride Brewing Company on the show tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. They're from Denver. If I remember right, and you can deny it, it's okay, but fans of the show, I met you guys a few years back, came to the brewery there. Really great spot. And haven't seen you since, even though you've been so kind. You've invited me to things. I think last year at JBF there was like a private event you invited us to, and I said, oh, absolutely, I'll be there. And then got drunk. And
so you just did the things that you do at JBF.
Yeah, and I remembered the next day, too. Just so you know, I remembered the next day that I said I would be there, and I wasn't. But you're kind, and I'm glad you're here on the show. We've got your beer on tap, so if you're listening now anywhere close to Fort Collins, you can come out. You can try Joyride Beer. We're going to talk about the beer. We're going to taste it, and you can participate. So.
Dave, brewmaster.
Yeah.
Clearly a man after Sam's heart.
Why?
Top hat, tails.
He wore that today?
At the festival.
Oh,
yeah.
I was saying,
my eyes aren't good, but
are we
looking at the same guy?
Yeah.
No, but there was a whole thing. There was a whole conversation.
You went top hat and tails?
3 years in a row now.
Really?
3 years in a row.
Bow tie?
Long time. The beard.
Just a long time. Oh, yeah, the beard covers the... Okay. It's like, yeah.
Yes.
We have to actually order special shirts for Beardy because the logo, it's a waste of money.
Yes.
He's like, hey, can you give me some BN shirts? Here, here's a blank fucking shirt. Because nobody can see it anyway.
Yeah. Well, it's cheaper for you if I keep it now.
True.
It's a blank shirt. You don't have to silkscreen it.
Plus, you're blind. I tell you that it's the best shirt I've ever made.
Right.
You don't know the difference anyway.
Yeah. Each one's better than the next one or last one.
Yeah.
If you grow your beard long enough, you can tie it into a bow tie. That's what I've started doing.
Oh, that's fancy.
Yeah.
I've actually seen this happen.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It happened at JP's wedding.
Yes, it did.
It did?
Yeah.
I don't
You,
remember
again,
that either.
drunk.
I make so many bad decisions. I don't know what's happening. My partners are here, and I feel bad for them They come in and they know. They both come up, how are you doing? I'm awful, actually. And I know that every day they wonder if I'm going to make it to help with the business and keep people coming in. And I feel bad for the Moskowitzes, basically. They didn't know what they were getting into.
But that's your answer every time now.
That I'm horrible?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now if you said good, they would be concerned, I think.
You might be right. I think that's why they brought a doctor tonight.
They're like, oh, no, he's feeling good. His body's shutting down.
Yeah. Yeah. And we've still got work to do, and I feel like the Moskowitzes had no idea what they were getting into. Because you know how I can kind of fake it. I'm like, oh, I'm really nice. I drink a little. Everything's fine. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Let's just sign the contract.
Yes, ignore me doing this.
Exactly. Yeah. Meanwhile, I always have a beer in my hand. Luckily, they don't live near me, so we have video conferences all the time. And so I just put the beer behind the laptop when we talk about things.
So you haven't gotten a video loop that you just play of you on a good day?
Oh, that's a great idea.
That you can just have.
That's a really good idea. A still image that I just I point the camera to?
Yeah.
It's the same with my staff here at the Hop Grenade. I don't think they knew what they were getting into. And Tim, our general manager, great guy. He's a ginger.
Kind of a rock star.
Despite that, he's a good guy.
Yeah, he sounds great.
Same thing, video conferences. He doesn't know I'm a mess either.
Oh.
No, he knows.
You think he knows?
Can he hear us?
He can hear you.
I don't think he can hear us.
Oh.
He's in the back doing ginger things.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Whatever soulless people do back there.
In back rooms.
In the back of the house. Well, I did have I had a lot of fun at the Great American Beer Festival this year, though, and I'm so honored that the Brewers Association keeps inviting us back.
Absolutely.
Push Eject left the company a little while back, and I was so terrified my whole life of Push leaving because he does so much for us. He does all our video, he does our audio. I'm going to say that we had the best broadcast we've ever had from the Great American Beer Festival.
Wow.
3,000 people tuned in to our live stream of the award ceremony. Yeah.
And it didn't crash the stream.
Yeah.
I didn't break it.
Wow.
Luckily, the award ceremony is rather early in the morning, so I was sober. And
no, he wasn't.
Sober-ish.
The funny thing is the Brewers Association brings me beer. I'm back there working, and they put a pitcher on my table.
Oh, that's on them then.
It is on them. But we had a great broadcast. It went really well. I want to thank the Brewers Association, and I want to thank everybody for tuning in. I know a lot of breweries around the country had viewer parties so that they could
that's so cool.
See people up on stage. So 3,000 people tuned in. Within an hour, 17,000 people had watched the recording.
Oh, wow.
So a lot of beer fans out there. Personally, I would not sit and watch a beer awards show.
I watched it.
I think it's ridiculous.
I watched it in the hotel while I was getting ready.
You did?
I did.
I'm glad you were doing something. How did it look?
It looked fine.
See? All right. I'm going to clap for myself.
Yeah.
Clap for yourself.
Yeah. The best you ever did was fine.
Was fine. That's the most I can ask for.
Out of me, that's he doesn't expect much more.
I'm just lucky. I feel like despite my best efforts, I'm lovable. And so the Brewers Association won't fire me. I thought they were going to fire me this year. I felt like it was going to happen. They said the broadcast was so good you can stay another year.
Wow.
So I feel good about that. Next one, we'll do the World Beer Cup, which is coming up.
Yeah.
Joyride, you guys going to enter the World Beer Cup? You are. And you entered GABF, I'm sure. Yeah. You put some beers in? Yeah. Okay, we'll talk about that when we get you on here, find out what categories you entered. The World Beer Cup is up next. We'll broadcast that. Then, of course, the
NHC.
The National Homebrewers Conference. So,
and those are close together.
They are.
So that's going to be rough on you.
That will be. I don't think I'll make it to any of them anyway. You guys are going to have to just watch what I do.
Okay.
Beardy.
Yes, I'm watching.
Well, Beevo.
Very closely.
You can't see. Watch what I do, and then just carry on my legacy.
And then just do it. Excellent.
What is my legacy?
There isn't one. But I actually also want to say thank you to everybody that came by the booth, bought merch. We had a great year for merch sales. And I really appreciate when people come by and, introduce themselves and they're like, I'm so nervous. Whatever. I'm a person. It's fine.
People feel bad about it. They go, I don't want to take up your time. No, that's why we're here.
I love it. Yeah. And thank you.
Yeah, that was very nice.
Keeps me employed.
Now, I met some homebrewers there who I think should be here tonight. I was told...
I believe they're hiding in the corner.
...that there are 2 different homebrew clubs that were competing with each other for how many people they could bring out.
Oh.
which is difficult because, let's be honest, who gives a shit about this?
It's a Monday night.
It's a Monday night. It's like Antarctica out there.
It's so cold.
Exactly. First snow of the season, maybe?
Is that snow? Is that what you call that white stuff? And it's wet.
Well, slushy now.
Not even exaggerating. I will clean up the language a little bit. But Justin walks outside this morning and he's like, shit.
That was clean.
That was clean.
That was the clean version.
What's this white stuff on the ground?
I don't understand Colorado. It's a stupid state, let's be honest. It was 70 degrees yesterday. And then we woke up this morning and there's snow on the ground. That doesn't make sense to anybody.
We thought someone had slashed a tire on the bus,
Yeah,
or
when we
like a
heard him
tree had
swearing,
fallen
I was
on
like,
it.
Oh no, what happened?
But
it's just snow.
just snow on the ground.
Why did I pick Colorado? Again, with my partners, I don't know why you guys listen to me. So we were looking for a location, and we looked a lot in California, actually, but it's very competitive there. There's like a new tap room opening every 5 minutes, it seemed like. So we started looking elsewhere, and I really like Colorado. Not today, but most of the time.
Okay.
And because I do so much work here, so I came here. I said I'll scout some locations, and I went to Boulder. And in Boulder, I really liked Boulder, but I decided that I could not deal with those people.
Oh.
So you Fort Collins people, you know what I'm talking about, where you can tell the quality of a person by how many REI North Face garments they're wearing, or how new the Subaru Outback is. And I decided...
Don't be that judgy guy.
I'm that judgy guy. I decided we could not open in Boulder because I would be miserable and judgy with the people. So, and then I looked at Colorado Springs, and I kind of like Colorado Springs. It's nice. But it didn't feel like Colorado. Like the city in... Colorado's going to hate me. Why am I doing this?
Yeah, stop.
The city itself...
Welcome to Fort Collins.
It just didn't feel like Colorado. It felt like, I don't know, like Pittsburgh or something.
Whoa.
Sorry, Pittsburgh.
So very nice and a welcoming city.
A little depressing.
So I came to Fort Collins, and I had been here before. I had visited New Belgium and Odell's years ago when we first started coming to the GABF. And I, believe it or not, also hated Fort Collins for like the first 2 days. But here's why. The entire town is under construction. Constantly. I couldn't drive down the street. There was construction everywhere. And I was about to leave. I had looked at several locations, and I didn't like them very much. They were all in like weird old strip malls and such. And Marty, called me on the last day, and he said, "I want you to go to one more, place before you leave." And I came and I looked at this spot.
Oh.
And I loved it. And then I decided this whole construction thing that I'm complaining about, it's a good thing. It means the town's growing,
right?
Which it really is. Like this town is just growing like crazy. So we chose Fort Collins, and I'm happy with my decision, except for the weather.
Oh.
It's dumb.
But you were here, weren't you? Didn't you come out here last April? So
I was here in the winter.
Similar.
Well, okay. Now you make a good point. The most snow that Colorado and Fort Collins or whatever gets is in like March and April. It's backwards. What happened to January and December?
Yeah. So Christmas is
isn't that
not
kind
white.
of like us?
I was here in December and I went like jet skiing.
Oh.
And then come April, it snows. It's a very strange state.
Yeah.
There's something else about Fort Collins.
You guys need to get your shit together.
Thank you. There's something else I've noticed about Fort Collins. Now, I don't know if Fort Collins... Is anybody here like native Fort Collins? Oh, we got a native over there. You were born here. Really? Okay. We got one guy. Now, I want to talk to you about this. So people are disgustingly nice in this city.
I mean,
it's
you
difficult
find
to deal with.
Anything else to complain about?
Well,
Jeez.
here's why. It's intrusive. Like, it's too much. So you go to the grocery store, right? And everywhere in America, everybody says, "Hey, how you doing?" Like, that's what we do. But nobody gives a shit about the answer. You just say it. I don't care how you're doing.
Oh, goodness.
It's different here. I go to the grocery store. "How are you doing?" "I'm fine, thank you." "Good. What did you do today?" What do you mean? "I don't know. I went grocery shopping." Yeah. Did you enjoy yourself? "What are you doing tomorrow?" They care about the answer and then proceed to nicely ask about your life, and I don't know how to deal with it.
How do you get anywhere?
It's their fault for being too nice, not your fault for being a dick.
Yes, you have it right. Yeah.
I'm just clarifying.
That makes sense to me.
So I've started to deal with it, and I've started to be nicer because I realized that I should be nicer.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how nice I am. I'm still the dick in this town. That's how nice these people are. It doesn't matter how much I smile or say thank you.
Yeah.
I can tell they're annoyed with me because
really,
yeah.
Because are you supposed to ask them also what they did yesterday?
Oh God.
And the day before?
Probably.
I don't.
Polite.
Who cares?
Well, they might actually remember what they did yesterday.
Yeah. So Marty won't go around town with me anymore because Marty's also nice. He fits right in here. Kim, she's a little like me.
No, she's not.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. She doesn't like people very much sometimes, and she's very judgy. But
not true.
Yeah. So Kim and I, we can hang out in this town. We go to dinner. Everybody hates us. It's perfect.
Oh.
Marty goes out to dinner, and he's very uncomfortable with me and Kim.
But he makes like 7 new friends, so it's cool.
He does. He is. Yeah. He brings his own friends. Anyhow.
That sounds like a pain.
So we've got a lot to do tonight. I heard that we might get a visit from Chuckanut Brewing Company.
And I believe they just walked in.
Oh, boy.
Are they here? Oh, that's wonderful.
Perfect.
So I sent people over to their booth all week long because people ask. I don't get to see too much at the JBF. I'm doing the video. And whenever anybody asked, hey, what do you like, I pretty much said Chuckanut.
Yes.
I guess I should have sent them to your brewery, Beardy, but...
I was actually telling everybody to go to Chuckanut also.
You were doing the same thing.
I didn't even pour my beer. I was like, just go to Chuckanut.
Just go to Chuckanut.
Yeah.
You guys won a medal this year, right?
Multiple medals.
2 medals.
Yeah.
God, let's get a round of applause.
Yeah.
Chuckanut makes my favorite Pilsner in America.
Yes.
It's a wonderful beer. You like their Kolsch.
Yeah. Favorite Kolsch.
Yeah. So we'll take a little break. We'll talk to them, and then we're going to get Joyride on here, and we're going to spend the rest of the show with Joyride tasting their beer.
And abusing them. I believe we talked about abusing them.
Yeah, it happens.
Yeah.
As you can tell from the beginning of the show. I'll probably complain about something that doesn't matter. But people are used to that. That's why they tune in, I guess.
That's why they walked in, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So why don't we take a quick break, long enough for me to, I don't know, finish this beer, grab another one. We'll get Chuckanut on here in a second.
Don't go
talk
dying
about
on
their
us.
medals. And then we're going to spend the night with Joyride right here live from the Hop Grenade in lovely, nice Fort Collins.
Very polite Fort Collins.
Oh, what'd you do yesterday?
Hang in there. We'll be right back.
You're listening to the Brewcasters. The Brewcasters on the Brewing Network.
Since the first time the Brewing Network microphones turned on, More Beer was behind it. More Beer sponsors the programming on the BN because, like you, they love brewing, and like the Brewing Network, they love sharing their knowledge. Morebeer.com isn't just a website to place your next equipment or ingredient order. Morebeer.com also gives you access to free beer information that will make you a better brewer. Go to morebeer.com and click into the Learning Center. You'll find podcasts, technical facts, video tutorials, and more, including access to The Buzz, More Beer's social network of more than 5,000 members. And some of them might even be crazier about beer than you are. Get over to morebeer.com today and take advantage of The Buzz, the forum, the Learning Center, and make sure you're signed up to receive the newest More Beer catalog. More Beer, bringing you absolutely everything for beer making.
The 21st Amendment.
Watch out!
Do you like beer? They make beer.
Watch out!
Do you like friends and fun? They make friends and fun.
Watch
Do
out!
you still like to have a good time? The 21st Amendment.
Watch out!
The 21st Amendment in San Francisco, located at 563 2nd Street, 2 blocks from the building where baseball is seen and played. Try their beers in the pub or try them in the can, featuring
Monk's Blood.
Made with real monk.
Watch out!
So why not have the best time of your life? Go to the 21A and Sean O'Sullivan will personally greet you with a can of
Monk's Blood. The 21st Amendment.
Watch out!
This advertisement is not in any way affiliated nor associated with the 21st Amendment Bar and Pub, nor its subsidiaries or affiliates. This telecast is not copywritten by the 21st Amendment for the private use of the Brewing Network. Any use of this telecast without Jamil Zainashev's consent is prohibited. Suck it, JP.
Brewing great beer is a process of continuous learning, and the best books on every aspect of brewing can be found at Brewers Publications, with more than 50 awesome titles like Modern Homebrew Recipes by Gordon Strong, Designing Great Beers, the Ultimate Guide to Brewing Classic Beer Styles by Ray Daniels, American Sour Beers, Innovative Techniques for Mixed Fermentations by Michael Tonsmeyer, For the Love of Hops, The Practical Guide to Aroma, Bitterness, and the Culture of Hops by Stan Hieronymus, and Radical Brewing, Recipes, Tales, and World-Altering Meditations in a Glass by Randy Mosher, plus many, many more. These are the books and the authors with the knowledge to push your brewing farther than you thought possible. And you'll find them all at fine homebrew and book retailers everywhere. And visit the website at brewerspublications.com. Brewers Publications, all the best on beer and brewing.
Marin Brewing Company in Northern California has been making award-winning beers for more than 25 freaking years. Today, I want to tell you about their new 12-ounce cans of Mount Tam Pale Ale. The good stuff. Mount Tam is bright gold, 5.5% ABV to keep you feeling good, and has been winning awards since 1989. If you're visiting the Bay Area, get your butt out to Marin Brewing Company. They pour tasty beers and serve great food every day until midnight. Come in for a tour, stay for the food, and pick up a 6-pack of cans of Mount Tam Pale Ale to enjoy at home, camping, biking, or whatever the hell you do. Owner Brendan Moylan has this to say about Marin Brewing beers.
It's freaking awesome.
Marin Brewing has won more than 100 gold medals in international competitions. Check out marinbrewing.com for all their award-winning beers, food, and merch. Marin Brewing Company in Larkspur, California. Award-winning taste, refreshing finish. It's freaking awesome.
Session. Because life's too short to listen to crappy radio.
All right. Welcome back to the program. We are live from the Hop Grenade here in Fort Collins. Happy to be here. I own this place. That feels weird sometimes.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, this is my place.
Huh.
We're sitting in my place.
No wonder you hung up a bunch of your pictures on the wall.
There are a bunch of pictures of me. Yeah, I'm that guy. Yeah, you should see my house. I have like a big painting of myself.
A sculpture in the front yard.
Yeah, of me.
Of you, yeah.
It's a creepy sculpture.
Well, it looks like you.
Yeah, I'm happy to be here in Fort Collins at the Hop Grenade, and with us, joining us now, is our old friend Will Kemper from Chuckanut Brewing Company. Thanks for coming, Will.
Nice to be here, Justin. Yeah, it's
what were you guys doing? Just come up to check out some breweries in Fort Collins before you go home?
Well, business brings us, various places, specifically the GABF.
Sure.
And then, to visit friends in the area. I actually grew up in Colorado and went to school at Boulder. So
you did?
It's always nice getting back.
Oh, God, I'm sorry I made fun of all the Boulder people before you came.
Boulder was my favorite town in Colorado.
Is that right?
I'd never been.
Yeah. See, Will's the exception. You're not like a regular Boulder person.
No.
See, he knows. Will
Yeah, they kicked me out of there, too.
Now, you said that sometimes business brings you here. I have to ask you, and it's more me begging than a question. Are we going to be able to get Chuckanut beer in Colorado soon, or what?
I would like that. I'd love to. We have the second brewery, so it gives us more production, and ultimately we're going to get into packaging.
Okay.
Probably cans, really. But right now, we just can't supply even Seattle.
Wow.
We're just north of Seattle for the brewery, and our draft accounts are essentially just for Seattle.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. We haven't talked to you in so long. How big is your second brewery?
Well, the brew house is a 20-barrel length.
Okay.
So that's...
and what's your first one?
10. So it's only twice as large, but as opposed to the first one, it's a production facility.
Okay.
So the first one, the brew pub, we were limited on how much we could make, and we've been at capacity for the last few years.
I see.
Fortunately, like a lot of breweries, that's a good time for breweries. But the second one, so besides making a lot more, we can expand to be crazy big.
Okay.
Because we have acreage. So we actually built the brewery, the building for the brewery. It's expandable, and that's what I was saying. We hope to look at packaging, bottles or cans. Right now, I'm kind of leaning to cans, but we'll see.
Okay. I think your beer would lend itself well to cans. But the question I have for you is, do you worry about packaging? Your beer is so clean. It's one of the things we love about it. It's just such a quality, fresh, clean product. Are you concerned about packaging? Because it's a whole other level of potential.
Absolutely. That's one, why we haven't got so much into packaging are because of my concerns.
Yeah.
Packaging will do nothing to make a beer better.
Right.
And that's a dilemma you have to work with. And so with our beers in particular, they're brilliant, meaning that they're really refined, but not extensively so, not sterile filtered, for example. So what happens is you have to look at the size of yeast, and we basically just filtered out to get rid of these. Well, when I say that, not in an absolute sense, because if you start to do more filtration, which you can, you make it more stable, but you literally strip flavor and color and other factors from the beer.
Got it.
So it's really a balancing act as far as where we go. So as far as the perishability, that's a very important thing. Beers, the freshness, freshman is so paramount in this consideration.
Well, you have the freshness, you have the oxygen, right? So
Exactly.
are you going to spend $1 billion on a canning machine?
No, probably $1 trillion.
$1 trillion,
Yeah, we're going to go big.
So their beer will be fine.
Yeah, they'll be fine.
Yeah.
Well, and of course I'm being sarcastic, but it's expensive to keep the parts per million of oxygen down, right? All of these things. So
that is it.
You have endeavor.
That is it. And how we make beer, that's the other thing, is the beers we make, they're essentially in closed systems. So any kind of oxygen comes in. For example, we don't carbonate the beer, and so all of our beers are naturally fermented.
Okay,
that's
right.
And
German style. I forgot about that.
Yeah. So it's called a spooning technique. But once again, the carbonation is due to the natural fermentation. So we build it up to the required level, and that's good because, first of all, what is the purity of CO2 from fermentation?
Yeah.
Obviously, it's the most pure, most pristine.
Right.
But the oxygen factor, addressing that, packaging, fortunately, canning in particular, it's a bit more workable. When I say that, there's been a progression of capability on canning equipment.
Over bottles.
Now, before, to me, it'd be an absurd consideration because look at your open area for filling a bottle versus a can. So that will introduce oxygen much more easily. And when you have a product like ours, that, the idea here, our products are that any defect really comes through.
Yeah,
They're made very well.
Yeah, they're just clean lagers. There's not a lot to hide behind. Yeah, so you're right. Anything is going to come through.
Well, they're lagers and ales, by the way. So like the GABF, and what we did, we did the Kolsch. And the Kolsch, which fortunately won a gold medal.
That's what you won the gold in?
Yes.
Well, gold medal Kolsch.
Yep.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
Okay, and the Kolsch is what, like a hybrid, like an ale and lager?
It can be. Okay. It can be. Ours isn't. And ours, so when you drink a beer, you'll sometimes drink a story. So let me give you the Kolsch story for Chuckanut.
Okay.
What we did was that I've set up a couple of breweries overseas in Istanbul. And when my assistant, this is like 2005, 4, something like that. So when my assistant was trained in Cologne, Germany, where Kolsch is king, and he brought a yeast strain over, we used it there, and I thought it was a wonderful strain. To me, is about the most pure type of Kolsch strain. And so when we returned to America, by the way, we used it in Istanbul, and it went well. And when we returned to America, I tried to get it in from Germany. It was from a company called Labaratus, by the way, which came from as an offshoot of Dolmans. But anyway, what happened was that we spent a couple of years trying to get it in, but the paperwork was such that everybody just gave up. So what literally a couple of years after first trying, we had to go over to Germany on business, and I made arrangements to make sure I had a couple of auger slants waiting for me.
And just bring it back with you.
Exactly. The point is, one auger slant I brought with me, and one we checked in.
How did you transport that? You have to get dry ice?
No. You wouldn't have done that too, because when you're talking about auger slants, you don't freeze them because you've essentially destroyed them.
Oh, I see.
So it's a matter of a timing. An auger slant, as far as going down. Anyway, what happened was I brought it over, and once I got it over, then I sent it to the laboratory maintenance, company that does that, and so we access it. So it's a proprietary yeast strain for us.
Just yours.
So it's called Will Kemper Ale.
Nice.
And so other, people ask me about getting that yeast for the, we don't, the lagers, which is 3470, that's the most commonly used lager strain in the world.
Okay.
I have no problem giving that away, but not our proprietary yeast strain.
Got it.
So when you drink Kolsch, Chuckanut Kolsch, it's rather unique like that.
Yeah. See, Beardy, Will likes himself too. He named the yeast after himself.
Right.
We're the same.
Well, with a great yeast. Of course you would name it after
Actually,
himself.
the yeast company named it that.
They did?
Yeah.
So you don't have a large painting of yourself in your living room?
Well...
No. Maury won't let you. That's what happened. Yeah.
No, it's all of her.
So your Kolsch won gold this year. And now Beardy's a big fan of that Kolsch.
Yes.
You tasted it this year. Why do you think it won the gold?
I tasted it a lot of times this
year.
You did?
Okay. Beardy has been trying. He works for Loma Brewing Company now.
Yeah.
Last time you were on the program, he was a janitor or something. I don't know what he did.
Yeah.
But anyhow, he's been trying to perfect a Kolsch since the brewery opened.
Yeah.
And he's doing quite well. I like his Kolsch. However, it's just it's not quite a traditional Kolsch. Beardy, what do you think about his and why it might have won that style?
Well, I think a huge part of it is what his yeast is doing.
Okay.
And how he's managing it, because with any of the commercially available strains in the U.S. That are sold as Kolsch, none of them taste like his.
Okay.
And so he has a leg up on everybody, in my opinion,
with that yeast.
Yeast. But also, they can make fantastic beer no
Sure.
matter what yeast they're using. And so,
well, and like any beer, but maybe particularly with something like a Kolsch, fermentation is everything. What temperature are you fermenting at? Because you were saying you're just ale on this. You're not.
It's an ale. Now it's so we'll go as high as 64 on that.
Really?
Yeah, as high as 64.
What would a traditional?
But by the way, what we do afterwards is we do it a cold conditioning.
Okay.
So we'll actually lager it. We'll age it at 32 degrees Fahrenheit, 0 Celsius. And the reason we can go even lower, but the point is the alcohol content is so low that we are now possibly talking about doing some freezing of the beer.
What is the alcohol content in your Kolsch?
The alcohol content of the Colt is just below 4 ABV.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, you're
So
such
it's
a
low.
purist.
Yeah.
You're so true to style, and that's part of why we like your beer so much, because you're not messing around with it. If you make a Kolsch, it's a Kolsch. If you make a Pilsner, it's a Pilsner. You're not dicking around with dry hopping or whatever else might happen. You're just making that style.
Yeah. We have our forte, in this style. And
Yeah.
so I love the fact that variety is there.
Sure.
And by the way, in America's king of the world as far as craft brewing in particular.
Yeah.
So I'm working with folks overseas. I've been for a while, but it's fascinating the approach there. And so the beauty behind it is that it's a wonderful time to be a beer drinker as well as a brewer, because the information, the versatility, the option.
Yeah.
It's just a wonderful, wonderful, expensive time.
Sure. Now, what are you going to do when Anheuser-Busch comes knocking on your door and wants to buy out Chuckanut?
I'm going to say, I thought you were dead.
Yeah, you're not around anymore. Are you not going to take a $1 million
I thought you said
paycheck?
I'm sorry, I have bad hearing. Anyway.
Okay. Don't worry, I'll ask Joyride the same question. I'm going to put them on the spot as well, because I would sell for $5 tomorrow myself. And then before you go, you also won with your Dunkel?
Yeah, the Dunkel, which is a German Münchner Münchner style. Unfortunately, that's been the third time that we've won gold at GABF for the Dunkel.
With that beer?
Yeah.
With
Same
that
beer?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Consecutive? Have you won?
Oh, no.
Okay.
Sometimes we don't even put it in.
Okay.
Since
we only win when we put it in.
Exactly.
This guy.
Yeah.
Hey, Maury, you want to win a medal this year?
Yeah.
All right, let's enter some beers.
Yeah.
No problem.
How many medals do you want to win this year?
Yeah, what do you want? I'll bring, what do you, 5, 6?
Well,
Right.
If you want Dunkel, besides that, it's won gold at the World Beer Cup.
Really? Wow.
So
That's
do you
impressive.
are you adding a third shelf for all of all of your medals now?
Well, the folks put them up at the brew pub. So
I've seen the racks of all the medals. You can kind of go and just walk down the hallway with your hand out and just jingle them all.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
No, I don't want to go too deep in this because we don't have a lot of time, but I have to at least mention it. Beardy, with his Kolsch and his lagers, has recently started step mashing, right? And on the show, we get a lot of differing opinions, like that it doesn't matter, that malts are so refined now that it doesn't matter.
Exactly.
Well, Beardy thought he'd give it a shot, and his opinion was that he really noticed some differences in the beer when he did that. Now I think he's a fan of that, and I wonder if with your...
Well, we're two things. As far as our capability in our brew house, mashing in particular, how we control things, we're also possibly about the most computer-controlled small brewery in America.
Okay.
We control temperatures down to the decimal of a degree Fahrenheit.
Wow.
And so we do temperature programming. However, asking me the question as far as what is preferable, a single infusion can depend upon the style of beer. A single infusion, for example, can be the best approach for certain beers.
What about your Kolsch?
A Kolsch, it's also a standardizing production procedure, so everything is temperature programmed.
Okay.
So we don't do a prolytic rest, but we go to various other enzymatic rests higher than that for.
You do. So it's not just a single infusion.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
And your Dunkel?
Same.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Now the rest will be a bit different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, see, I don't think I would taste the differences that you two. I mean, I know it's a great beer, so I guess I taste that. But if you gave me two, right, and you told me this one I single infused and this one I stepped, I'm not sure I'm refined enough to taste the difference like you do.
I think you could. I think there's not many what brewery is doing a side by side of that.
Yeah.
And it's just
just Loma.
Yeah. Well, for now, I think the transition is done, so you can't do a side by side of step and single now.
Okay.
But now we're all the step mashing.
You are
for the lagers and Kolsch.
Okay.
Single infusion on the ale still.
Got it.
Okay. Yeah, I'm a fan. I also noticed an actual measurable difference in attenuation. I noticed attenuation. I noticed the gravity, final gravity actually going down in the beer.
Yeah.
Given the same temperature,
to me,
same
attenuation.
saccharification temperature.
No, that's one of the most important aspects of making good beer. Respecting what yeast is doing. What you have to optimize the conditions for yeast. So just casually playing around with the yeast, throwing it in, thinking, okay, I've just added the yeast. No. The whole thing is the yeast does the work. So you optimize conditions for the yeast. I think that's very important in any kind of good beer.
Yeah.
Because and what I'm getting at then comes from attenuation. What happens is if you have issues with your yeast, you won't attain attenuation. So many beers, you find that non-attenuation in that product. No, that's not what you want.
Right.
Do it right, Beardy. Start doing it right.
One day I'll get there. Maybe.
Listen to Will.
Yeah.
All right. Study what he does.
I'm trying. Yeah. You won't be around for it, but
I won't.
Will might actually enjoy my beer one day.
Yeah. Okay. Even if it was tomorrow, I would. Yeah. Well, Will Kemper, ladies and gentlemen, from Chuckanut Brewing Company. Thanks for being on the show with us. I appreciate it. Yeah.
Thank you.
Congratulations on your awards. Please take care of Maury for us. I like her a great deal better than I like you even. And
she's the only reason I'm still alive.
Right? Because she takes care of you. Yeah. She's a very nice person, and in fact, she would fit in Fort Collins with the nice people. Mm-hmm. Is how nice she is. So safe travels back. Thank you again for being with us. I appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
All right. Will Kemper, ladies and gentlemen, Chuckanut Brewing Company. If you haven't gotten a chance to taste that beer, you should. And we're going to get Joyride Brewing Company on the program with us right now. I think we're going to talk to Dave first. We've got 3 of the people to abuse from Joyride. As he's getting himself situated on the couch here, once again, so Chuckanut's up in Bellingham, right?
Yes, that's where the pub is. The
right.
production, I believe, is about 10, 15 minutes outside.
Okay, which is also where the Moskowitzes are from now. Mm-hmm. So you could visit Will and Marty, both nice people.
Oh, yeah.
If you ever go to Bellingham.
The one time I went to the pub, Marty was actually sitting
just
at Chuckanut.
Just a coincidence?
Coincidence, yeah. I just walk in after hanging out in the brewery with the guys and look over, and he's like, I know you.
And right.
And there he was.
Well, here, let me give everybody Marty's number.
Right. If you're in Bellingham.
You can call. Oh, you don't want me to? Okay. Oh. I just thought maybe you could host some listeners.
Just go to Chuckanut. He'll probably be there.
Yeah. All right. We've got Dave Bergen on the program with us now from Joyride Brewing Company. Thanks for being with us, Dave.
Thank you for having us.
I told you I would prefer your last name to be Firkin. I think you should change it to Dave Firkin.
I think we could maybe look into that. I don't know. It sounds like a lot of paperwork, though.
It's probably a lot of paperwork. You got a wife and kids, too? Like, it's all down the line.
Just furry kids and a wife, yes.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
I don't know how my parents would feel about it.
Sure. Okay. Well, I'm full of good ideas, so if you want another one, I'll give it to you.
Yeah, that one was free.
Yeah.
The next one's going to cost you.
That's right. Now, where is Joyride, Dave?
We are in Edgewater, Colorado, which is technically right across the street from Denver.
Okay.
So Denver owns the street that we're on, and so the curb is the start of Edgewater. So
oh, really?
We're like 2 feet away from
Interesting.
Denver.
So is that good? Like, do you get all the benefits of a big city like Denver, but without all the bullshit because you're outside of the city?
A little bit. For one, we're allowed to have dogs in our tap room, which is huge. We're right across the street from a lake, beautiful Sloan's Lake. They're on the west side of Denver. So a lot of people want to take their dogs for a walk around the lake and come in for a beer afterwards, or sometimes 5.
Or 5,
so it's great that we're able to have that. And I think one of our staff's favorite thing is to pet all the dogs. So that makes for a good opportunity. So and then it's much more of a small town feel where we really feel like we're kind of in a small town, but like right on the other side of the street we can see the downtown skyline, and so you're still close enough that if you want to go to museums or concerts or great restaurants, it's all
right
a $10 lift ride away. But
do you live right there too?
I live 2 miles west of the brewery in Lakewood, which is another western suburb. But Grant, who's with us, is an Edgewater resident, and he's actually running for our mayor right now.
What?
Oh.
You're actually running for mayor?
Are we going to hear your stump speech later?
Oh, this is interesting.
Yeah.
You might not want to sit on this couch for this show if you're running for mayor.
And
when is the election?
This year.
It's...
the normal election, November.
It's November.
Yeah.
You're actually... I'm really flabbergasted right now. Yeah. Okay.
He's a very pro-beer candidate. There's several anti-beers. There's some wine candidates, some cocktails.
Interesting.
But this is our only beer candidate.
Okay.
And he's my brother-in-law as well.
Really?
Yes.
Wow, you guys are all intertwined over there.
Yeah, we got a lot going on.
How long you been open?
Just a little over 3 years. Celebrated 3 years in July.
So I must have met you even in your first year, I think.
I think we.
It was a couple years.
I think we were only open a couple of months when you stopped in.
Yeah.
For that time, but it's been a pretty crazy ride so far.
No, I was just reading the other day. There was a time that Denver itself, obviously Colorado is such a beer state, but Denver itself wasn't. It's kind of like Los Angeles, right? It was California's a beer state, and for so long they didn't even have any breweries. And my understanding was that Denver was about the same, and now you have almost 20 or something, I think.
Oh gosh, I forget what the number was. Jonathan Shikes, who's a beer writer for Westward Magazine, did a full list the other day. I forget what.
Maybe that's what I was reading.
I forget what it came to, but I mean it's staggering the number amount. I think that if you had a goal to go visit a new brewery every single week, you wouldn't be able to catch up.
I see.
So we're getting so many of them now, and then if you just include the metro area, then it makes it even more unattainable.
Okay.
So I think you almost have to be doing like 2 or 3 a week now just to be able to
just to
catch up.
That's amazing.
Not to lose ground.
How do you feel about that? Is that a good thing for business, or is it competition?
I think I mean, we pride ourselves on being the state of craft beer.
Okay.
And, having a lot of option and having this great beer tourism, having people there. I mean, are there too many wineries in Napa?
Right. Good point. Yeah.
And so for us right now, I think as long as the concern is on quality and kind of more following the taproom model right now, I think that you're going to do fine. It doesn't create, a ton of competition. We kind of pride ourselves on being a neighborhood brewery where, we want to be there for, the entire neighborhood, kind of have a little bit of something for everybody.
Sure.
So if you go there with, a couple of coworkers or a couple family members, it's like, oh, well, I only drink stouts. Well, I like IPAs, and I'm just new to craft beer. I'm looking for something light. There's something there for them. I think following that model right now is really, really smart.
That's the way to go.
The distribution market seems to be kind of
difficult? What do you think?
I think that'd be a political PC way to put that right now.
You hate distribution right now.
I'm not saying I personally hate distribution. I think what our philosophy is that we're gonna ride this wave out right now.
The local beer wave.
Well, just even national. That it seems that for distribution seems to be going very hard for a lot of people. That they're not.
In what ways?
I've heard from a lot of bigger breweries as well as mid-size that they're not hitting the projections that they used to.
Oh.
That they've invested into more production and aren't using even a percentage of what the new production facilities are.
Wow, which is the opposite of what would have been happening even 5 years ago.
Exactly,
right?
and it's because there's so many more options on the shelf now.
Right.
That that we have more of these neighborhood breweries. We have tap rooms such as this.
Yeah.
We have lots of breweries going immediately into the distribution model before kind of honing their skills, maybe on a small step before deciding to take the leap. That it's not like how it was 5 years ago, where there was only so many options you could have on the shelf.
Sure.
So we're going to kind of sit this wave out a little bit. It's not something that we're against.
But just wait and see how it pans out.
Yeah. Right now we're going to invest mostly into the building that we have.
Okay.
So we have a great building. Like I said, it overlooks a lake, overlooks the Denver skyline. We're going to put up a rooftop deck.
Nice.
That's going to about double our capacity.
Yeah.
So we've recently taken over the space next to us that used to be a bike shop. And that's going to be our what we call production area, but really just is going to be more fermenters.
Okay.
Hopefully more oak barrels to play around with back there. And
Got it.
And right now is the largest office for me that you have ever seen.
Is that right? Compared to this room, is it as big as this room?
I'd say 3/4.
Okay, it's a big office.
Yeah. And I got the view of our oak barrels. I got a picture of Spuds McKenzie on the wall. It's a fantastic space.
I remember the 80s.
Yeah.
Where's my Spuds McKenzie poster? I'm sure I had one.
So what size system are you guys on right now?
We're a 10-barrel brew house,
Okay.
and we're probably going to brew about 1,100 barrels this year.
Wow. So you're brewing a couple times a week then?
Yep, we're brewing 2-3 times a week.
Nice.
Do you brew?
Yeah, I'm the head brewer. I also have one of our brewers here, Kyle, sitting here.
We're going to talk to Kyle in a bit too. Okay.
And then we have a second Kyle as well.
2 Kyles.
Yeah, 2 Kyles.
Kyle squared.
Yes.
Okay.
Which is it can. A lot of people think it's confusing, but I think it's a lot of fun.
Well, which one's Annoying Kyle? Because you can just change his name to Annoying Kyle.
It depends on the day.
I see. Yeah.
It's normally a competition to determine who's regular Kyle and who's other Kyle.
Other Kyle. I see.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
And so
is this other Kyle today?
Yeah. What is Kyle today?
Well, he's here, so he's got to be regular Kyle.
Yeah. So far, he's pleasant Kyle. He's been very nice the whole time.
Yeah.
He feels the same way I do. I can tell. I saw him yawning. I think he had a rough week too, but he's much more pleasant than me.
He is covering it up better.
Yeah.
So he's younger though.
He's
probably
by a lot.
And he's a CU grad. So
he is.
Yeah. So you're gonna have to maybe clean some things up about your Boulder comments.
See. So what you're saying is Kyle's a douchebag.
Yeah. Other Kyle is a douchebag.
Yeah, exactly.
No, other Kyle is also a fine young man.
So you make a good point about the distribution and the local aspect.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just going to be honest and admit here, something I didn't think about opening in Colorado.
Mm-hmm.
So one thing we thought we'd do, our model is that we have so many great relationships with breweries like yourself
mm-hmm.
that that we can get a lot of good beer just because we know the Brewing Network's been around so long. And I assumed, well, we'll just bring in tons of great beer from outside of Colorado into the Hop Grenade. But of course, you have to have a distribution agreement here.
Sure.
And what I found actually is that so many of our friends, if they don't brew in Colorado, it's not at the top of their list as a market because it's so saturated with great beer.
Sure. Right.
So it's only the larger breweries, your Firestone Walkers, of the world. Not that they're huge, but you get the idea. That are really looking to expand everywhere. So all these small breweries, I thought, they must distribute in Colorado. Everybody loves Colorado. And they really don't because there's so much good beer here already. And frankly, I screwed that up. I didn't think about it.
Oh, but you still have all these awesome Colorado breweries to choose from, so that's also not a bad thing.
It's not. Also, we still have gotten some great California beer and elsewhere.
I'm
it just wasn't quite what I thought it was going to be.
I'm sipping on some Rare Barrel.
You got Rare Barrel right now? Yeah. So we've got Rare Barrel on tap right now. Society from San Diego, our good friend Dougie, of course.
Beechwood's on tap.
Beechwood. So we've been able to do our thing.
Yeah.
But I didn't think that so many breweries wouldn't distribute to Colorado.
Yeah. I'd be happy to send some of my beer here.
Yeah.
If you wanted.
Okay.
I mean, if you have an empty tap.
Well,
maybe.
with that, it's time for a break.
Oh, okay. I guess.
Actually, Beardy's beer is pretty good. We don't tell them that, but it's pretty good.
But we can't let your beard get too big.
Yeah.
No, yeah. That's where all of my confidence goes.
It's in the beard.
It just comes out my chin.
Yeah.
It's trying to get away.
Well, why don't we do this? We should be tasting some Joyride beer. So I think we're going to take a little break. We'll get some Joyride in our glass, and we'll come back and talk a little bit more with Joyride. And we got a lot to do tonight, too. So hang in there with us. You can watch this live on our live stream. You can come down to the Hop Grenade and join us. You'd get to meet Beardy and Bevo's here, of course.
Yeah.
So hang in there. It's the session. We'll be right back with Joyride Brewing Company.
You're listening to the Brewcasters. On the Brewing Network.
Are you a member of the American Homebrewers Association? Well, you should be. Members of the AHA can focus on brewing beer, and the AHA takes care of the rest. The American Homebrewers Association advocates on behalf of homebrewers like you to legalize the hobby in all 50 states and make sure that beer laws make sense. Plus, there are many great benefits that come with your AHA membership, like pub discounts that give you awesome deals at bars, restaurants, breweries, and more. Zymergy Magazine and eZymergy for tons of articles, how-tos, easy-to-follow recipes, and news about the hobby you love. And access to the members-only content on homebrewersassociation.org. But the AHA can't do it without your support. Join today so the American Homebrewers Association can keep fighting for your home brewing rights. Visit homebrewersassociation.org or join right now from the homepage of the Brewing Network website. Relax. Don't worry. It's the American Homebrewers Association. When I order a beer, I want my server to know more about it than I do. I want someone who enjoys good beer and loves helping others enjoy it too. I want someone who knows how to pour a perfect pint for every beer style. I want a Cicerone.
The Cicerone Certification Program is creating the type of people who help you enjoy great beer. Home brewers and craft beer lovers know beer is more flavorful and complex than ever, and it takes some serious knowledge to store and serve beer right. Cicerones know beer. There are 3 levels in the Cicerone program: Certified Beer Server, Certified Cicerone, and Master Cicerone. Cicerones are truly the sommeliers of beer. The best beer locations have a Certified Cicerone on staff. Relaxed and unpretentious. Cicerones are tested on storing and serving beer, beer styles, flavor and tasting, the brewing process and ingredients, and pairing food with beer. Learn more about your next beer guide at cicerone.org. Certified Cicerone, because it takes top talent to present a perfect pint.
Your support of the Brewing Network means everything to us. We couldn't produce shows without you. And we love giving you something extra for that support, like Brew Your Own magazine. You already know it's a great brewing magazine full of recipes, equipment how-tos, discussions of beer styles, and brewing techniques. Whether you're new to brewing and just starting out or you're an old pro, you'll always learn something from the articles in Brew Your Own. Plus, there are amazing special issues like plans for building a Brutus 10 system, 250 classic clone recipes, and the Homebrewer's Answer Book. Brew Your Own magazine and BYO.com are awesome resources for any brewer. Whether for yourself or as a gift, when you subscribe or resubscribe from the Brewing Network homepage, you directly support programs like this. Get a great magazine and support the Brewing Network. Subscribe to Brew Your Own right from thebrewingnetwork.com.
Do you know the 3 most important rules in brewing? Sanitation, sanitation, and sanitation. And no one does it better than 5-Star Chemicals. 5-Star knows sanitation. You can only sanitize clean equipment. And 5-Star knows how to clean, too. For craft brewers and home brewers, 5-Star has what you need to keep your fermenters, serving tanks, kegs, and draft lines sparkling and free of any beer-spoiling bacteria. PBW, caustic, acid cleaners, Star Sand, SaniClean, lubricants and defoamers, pH stabilizers, and more. 5-Star Chemicals has cleaning supplies, safety supplies, heat exchangers, pumps, hoses, and valves. And 5-Star is proud to offer eco-friendly products that exceed customer expectations. If you have a cleaning problem, you need the 5-Star solution. Visit 5starchemicals.com or call 800-782-7019. 800-782-7019 and get the 5-Star treatment today. Are you looking for a simple brewing system that's great for all grain brewing, but everything on the market seems to be full of compromises? Blickman Engineering has the answer. The Blickman Brew Easy All Grain Brewing System. The Brew Easy is a complete system with easy upgrades and a beautiful compact design, perfect for any size brewing location. At its core, the Brew Easy is built on 2 gorgeous Blickman Boilermaker brew kettles, a high-temperature March pump, and either a top-tier gas burner or the new Boil Coil electric heater. The Brew Easy adapter lid allows the pots to stack on top of each other, forming an efficient, strong, and compact brewing setup that comes in 5, 10, and 20-gallon batch sizes. Upgrade your Brew Easy system with full automated control by adding a Blickman Tower of Power temp controller and make moving around easy with the Blickman Kettle Cart. The Brew Easy is modular. If you already own a Boilermaker kettle, you can build your Brew Easy by purchasing just the modules you need. The new Brew Easy all-grain brewing system. See it today at BlickmanEngineering.com and brew with Blickman quality on your new Brew Easy.
If you work in retail sales, the restaurant industry, or are a new craft beer enthusiast, or you know someone who is, you have got to check out Beer 101. Beer 101 is an online course created for anyone wanting a quick introduction to the vast world of craft beer. Beer 101 covers the history of beer, brewing ingredients and processes, vital stats like ABV, SRM, IBU, and gravity, styles, tasting, glassware, and pairing beer with food. The Beer 101 course is offered by the Brewers Association at craftbeer.com, also home to the truly awesome Beer Style Finder, a visual guide to every beer style. Quickly play with color, bitterness, and alcohol content to interactively explore the entire world of beer styles with a gorgeously designed interface to your favorite beverage. The new Beer 101 course and new Beer Style Finder are only available at craftbeer.com. Craftbeer.com, celebrating the best of American beer.
Tuned into this session
because life's too short to listen to crappy radio.
All right, welcome back to the program. We are live from the Hop Grenade in Fort Collins. I'm starting to feel better.
Yeah, you've had a couple beers.
That might be it, but I was thinking it's something else. I just took a walk outside.
Oh.
And the Foothills Mall, which is where we're located in the courtyard here,
yes,
is totally dead. There is not a soul out there.
Huh.
But the Hop Grenade is full of great people who came in to hang out with us. So I want to thank
Yes.
them very much for coming out. It's cool
Yes,
to see that.
thank you,
Yeah. We got to
Yeah.
teach Fort Collins that Foothills is cool again or something.
It's okay to come out and drink beer.
I feel like we're doing our part.
Right.
But
we're leading by example.
We are leading by example. We bring fun people in. We have good beer.
Mhm.
And it's a Monday night, and who cares? We're having some drinks.
Yeah.
So
there's a fire.
We have a fire.
Yeah.
So that's what's making me feel better.
Life.
Yeah. That and these 2 saisons that are in front of me now, which are from Joyride. We're still with Dave Bergen here. And I've got 2 different saisons from Joyride. I tasted them at the break. Both very different from each other. So tell us what they are. What's the one on the left here? What's this called?
So this is called Yellow Sky Saison.
Okay.
It was brewed with pineapple and coconut water.
Interesting.
And was actually the winning beer we chose from a homebrew competition, I think, back in May.
Okay.
Through our local homebrew club, the Edgewater Fermentation Society. What's up, guys? Hope you're listening. And so the winner, his name was Tony. And we just thought it was a fabulous beer. And one of the things that we're doing with this is Tony's native of Puerto Rico.
Okay.
And we know what's going on there right now. And so we're donating portions of our proceeds of the sale of this one to hurricane relief over there.
Nice.
So I know he said he had some members of his family still hasn't been in contact with. So,
wow.
So if you don't know what's going on over there, check out Red Cross, check out Stand With Puerto Rico, check out a lot of good organizations out there.
Well, thank you for doing that. As an American, I appreciate you helping out Puerto Rico, right? It's seems like it's easy to say like it's this forgotten territory right now, so it's nice of you to do that.
Yeah, and so with this one, we have the French Saison yeast, so it has a little bit more of the peppery tones to kind of balance it out. We knew that we were going to have those tropical fruits, and he wanted to add a little bit of coconut water to help kind of balance out the acidity.
How much is a little bit?
Yeah.
I think we added about 6 or 7 gallons into 10 barrels.
To a 10 barrel, okay.
And so
where did you add that in the process?
About day 3 or 4.
Oh, it wasn't in the boil. It was after. Okay.
Yeah, I like to add all my fruit about just right after high kreuzen.
Okay.
Preferably in the 10-20s if I can.
Because you feel it'll just kind of come out of solution, like aroma and everything won't be there if you don't.
Exactly. I feel if you put it in a little too early, you lose a little too much. If you add it too late, it sticks around too much.
Got it.
Growing up in the Midwest, I've had way too overfruited fruit beers.
Yeah.
And didn't want to make those. And so I also kind of view it a little bit as like the Belgian method of adding sugar, right after high kreuzen, just to kind of wake the yeast up, help dry the beer out a little bit.
And there is sugar in the coconut water, I assume?
Yeah, I think there was a little bit of sugar in there, and obviously in the little bit in the pineapple. And so this one, I think, finished at half a Plato. Does that sound right, Kyle? Yeah.
It's nice and low. It is dry.
Yep.
Either my palate is terrible, or I really like it when somebody points out what's in it, and then I go, oh, yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
In other words, the coconut is not overwhelming. I probably wouldn't have called it out myself. It's certainly not the pineapple either. I would have just thought it was yeast derivative, the things I was tasting. So that you mentioned those, I go, oh, yeah, I get both the pineapple and the coconut.
Yeah, I mean, for the majority of our fruit beers, and especially with any type of spice, kind of our philosophy at Joyride is to have it be an accent to the beer that we're already making.
Okay.
I mean, we're spending a lot of money on a fresh pitch of Belgian yeast, and then you want to cover it all up, with a bunch of other flavors in there. I think there's enough going on in these type of beers to where you can just kind of use that as a little hint and just a little support system.
What did the coconut water come in? I'm just picturing all these little tiny packages of coconut water.
So I had to go to the local Asian market and get a small case of cans of it.
You're kidding.
And so
I'm right. I thought I was being an idiot saying that there's a small, but that's what it was.
Yeah, it was 12-ounce cans, and so so Tony came over the day that we were adding the coconut water to it, and Kyle, and so we just stood around. So we normally add everything through our yeast brink.
Okay.
So that way we'll just pressurize it and then just shoot it in there.
I see.
And so we're all standing over the yeast brink with 2 cases of coconut water, just
cracking them and pouring them in.
Cracking and pouring, cracking and pouring.
Coconut seems to be a trendy ingredient. At GABF this year, I noticed so many coconut beers. Yeah, coconut IPA, and not just coconut
well
stouts.
In beer, I think.
I mean, I've seen it in stouts for years.
Sure.
Like Melanie and a bunch of ones, but coconut saison, coconut IPA.
Yeah.
Coconut is.
I think it's a really complementary flavor for beer, in my opinion. I'm actually not the biggest coconut fan, on its own or coconut water, but in beer, I think it's a really nice flavor.
Yeah. Yeah, it goes really well with the pineapple, the acidity in the pineapple, and the pepperiness of the saison.
Yeah.
It's really nice.
You can make some cocktails out of this beer, even.
Yeah, and we a couple of batches ago, we actually tried to make a pina colada strawberry daiquiri beer.
Nice.
Miami Vice. And, that's kind of my go-to. You're at a Mexican swim-up bar.
Yeah.
That's my drink of choice. So I've always wanted to make a beer and make a Berliner Weiss out of it.
Okay.
And so there's actually a company that infuses Belgian candy syrup with different ingredients.
Okay.
And so we used the coconut one for that.
Nice.
And so that was kind of the first time that we had kind of dabbled with coconut, but with this one we decided to go with coconut water to try to be as true to Tony's recipe as possible.
Got it. Well, you did well. Before we let you go, because we want to get Kyle over here to talk about the next beer with us,
Yeah.
but I did have a question come through our chat room. You can join the chat. I think everybody's in the live stream chat tonight if you want to, where we do our video. So you can join there, and Beevo will insult you or ignore you or take your question. It depends on what mood she's in. She seems to be in a good mood tonight.
It depends on which glass of wine she's on.
Right. I don't know why she's in a good mood. Maybe because we left her alone most of the night.
Yeah, she does seem happier across the room from us.
Like a better person. Plus, she's drinking wine.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Well, question came through from Griff. What are your feelings regarding collaborating with other breweries?
So I think that's one of the best things about our industry, and for I don't know if it's just my personal experience, but it feels like Colorado is very big about wanting to collab with each other. And we even have an entire festival for it in March of every single year called Collab Fest.
Nice.
Which is an awesome time. But we recently had our 3-year anniversary and decided instead of to have an actual anniversary beer, to do 3 collaborations.
Okay.
With 3 different breweries and our 3 of our best friends.
Wow.
In the area. And then we have a huge block party in front of the brewery. We shut the street down. We've had like 7 bands there this year.
7 bands.
Is that right, Grant?
That
7,
sounds like
yeah.
overkill. That's crazy. It's an all-day party.
It was an all-day party.
Nice.
And then what we had is if everybody who tried all 3 beers got a chance to vote, and then so the winning collaboration got we spent a whopping $15 for a WWE 7-year-old championship belt.
Nice.
From Amazon.
And that's the winner.
And we decorated it and gave it to the winner. It's hanging proudly in their brewery. That is Elk
this.
Mountain Downhill Brewing. And then the loser had to go in our dunk tank for a half hour.
Really?
And then second place gets no accolades or any penalties.
Okay. Yeah.
Or invited back.
Yeah. They get to go home. Sad.
So I think we might try to do 4 next year. I think it's going to become really, really challenging when we reach, anniversary 17, 18,
Sure.
something like that. But
You're ambitious.
hopefully we're still around by then. And
I heard you did a collaboration with our friends at Heretic, too.
yeah, I think that was about 2 years ago.
Okay.
So Chris Kennedy and his wife came out and brewed a batch on a Friday, and we went up to the mountains and did some skiing together and
Really?
ate some pizza and ended up naming the beer after one of the ski runs that we did at Keystone.
Okay.
So it was a Schwarzbier.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
And so
Skiing with a collaboration and Chris Kennedy seems like a really good idea because he doesn't talk.
Right.
So
it's best
he
to just
doesn't-
be around him,
Yeah,
not actually
if you're-
having to interact with him.
Sure, like you can kind of tell that he's happy to be there.
Yeah.
Ish. But he won't say a word to you. So skiing seems like the perfect activity.
it was a lovely time.
That's good. Yeah. We love you, Kennedy.
Yeah.
He's back in Colorado now.
Yeah, I saw him on Thursday at GABF.
Yeah. Okay.
So he came over to the booth and said hello, so it's good to see him. And he made it to the anniversary party.
Nice.
So he's with Sleeping Giant, I think.
Okay. Yeah, I wasn't sure which brewery. But
Yeah, we hung out. He came to a couple sessions, and
you guys still like each other after working together, Beardy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, he had to move halfway across the country, but now we can talk again.
Now it's fine.
Yeah, now it's fine.
He's had enough distance.
Yeah. He almost got us beat up at a pool hall.
He did?
Yeah, at about 1 a.m.
What did he do? Not talk to somebody?
He stole someone else's table.
Oh, God.
Not knowing. Apparently, it was his first time out at a pool hall.
Ever?
Yeah.
I see.
And so, they weren't happy about it, turns out.
Okay. Well, I'm glad you guys made it out alive.
Yeah. Well, I don't know about Chris.
You just left.
I left.
All right. Well, we've got another beer to taste, and we've got more Joyride folks to talk to.
And I want to talk about this one real quick.
Yeah? Okay.
And so this one,
What's it called?
This is called Breast and Show.
Nice.
And so my mom is a breast cancer survivor. Hopefully she's listening tonight as well. What's up, Mom? And
Mom.
so this is the third year we've brewed this in a row, and so we're donating $1 from every pint sold in our tap room to a local breast cancer charity. So that was real cool to bring you guys 2 of our charitable donation beers here tonight to talk about and give them a little bit of an audience and
Absolutely.
everything.
And what's the first one called so people can go find that too?
The first one is Yellow Sky Saison.
Okay. Yellow Sky, and that's a donation for hurricane relief in Puerto Rico.
Yep.
And Breast and Show is to breast cancer research.
Yep, absolutely.
Okay. I love it. Well, thank you for doing that and contributing. Let's get Kyle over here, and he can talk about the Breast and Show beer with us. And while we're doing the transition, I realized, Beardy, at the break,
yes.
I took a walk. I was thinking to myself,
sure.
I have managed to insult everybody, half of Colorado,
yes,
since the show started.
Right.
Pittsburgh, inadvertently.
Right.
I didn't even mean to do that.
I mean, we all were thinking it.
And I of course, labeled Kyle as a douchebag.
Right, yeah.
All in 1 hour of programming.
Right.
So I'm on a roll. I'm on fire tonight.
Well, you're doing great fitting into Fort Collins.
Yeah, I feel like I'm good. You know, if I can't fit in, which I don't think I can, I go the opposite way, and I just decide to be the square peg.
Right. It took you this long to insult all of Fort Collins.
That's true. We've been
open
here
for a while.
I have been here a while. We've been open for 2 months,
Yeah.
and it has taken me this long to start insulting. I don't think I insulted Fort. Well, no, I guess I did.
Yeah, you're mellowing in your old age.
I am. I'm slowing down. All right. Well, douchebag Kyle is on the. I'm sorry.
It's perfect. It's other Kyle.
It's a good way to come out of the chutes.
Right.
Yeah.
Kyle is a brewer at Joyride, right?
Right.
The brewer or what? What is your? Do you have a?
I'm. It's kind of mostly Dave, Kyle, and there's another Kyle who's not the douchebag. The other Kyle.
Other Kyle, right?
Yeah.
Nice Kyle.
So there's a couple of Kyles back there.
Okay.
Actually, in my interview process, he quickly looked at the resume and was like, all right, there's a Kyle. Good.
You're in.
Hired.
Yeah, see,
You're
Kyle likes himself. We're
a couple of Kyles. We're good to go.
Do you have a statue of yourself in your front yard?
You should.
I'm not much of a statue maker, but I think I should start.
I can get one made for you. I have a guy.
Yeah.
I'm looking for a guy. That's really my problem.
How long have you been at Joyride?
Almost a year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you brew somewhere before?
I moved here from Brooklyn. So I was in Boulder.
Okay. Boulder first because you went to CU.
Right.
Okay.
Where I got the douchebag status.
Sure. Let me ask, did you own a North Face jacket while in Boulder?
I sure did.
Of course you did.
Yeah.
How many North Face
jackets? You have to have different shades for different,
That makes sense. You have your Wednesday shade.
And you would think with the weather changing so drastically that people's skins would harden, but it's actually the opposite. People get so soft.
I believe it.
And so tender.
And delicate.
And so I was like, I have to harden up, and I moved to Brooklyn for 8 years.
Wow, that is hardening.
That's how long it took to harden and crystallize.
Did you take a beating when you got to Brooklyn in your North Face jacket?
Of course, several.
Several.
But
Right off.
That's why I had like 9 North Faces.
Okay.
It took a while to get through all
9 layers of North Face.
Right.
You had the puffy vest, the exterior jacket.
Now they're all tie-dyed with blood from his trip from his time in Brooklyn.
Right.
What did you do in Brooklyn?
For most of the time there, I was a cameraman.
Okay.
And in film and TV.
What did you go to school for?
Film production. Yeah.
So you go to Brooklyn. You're going to make it big in New York. Mm-hmm. That's the idea. And what happens while you're there?
You make the natural progression from film to beer.
Okay. Yeah.
Everyone, that's just how it goes.
So I feel like beer's such a. It's like the afterthought or the second plan, right? You're like, well, that didn't work out.
Right, yeah.
I guess I'll get into the beer industry.
Yeah. Right. I like beer.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So you're there working in film, but at some point, you start working in the beer industry?
Yeah. So I was in a homebrew club for the entire time I was there, and homebrewing in my 400 square foot apartment.
Okay. In Williamsburg or something?
Just north in Greenpoint. Yep.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Williamsburg was too expensive, obviously.
Too hipstery, too expensive. Yeah. Makes sense.
Is this New York talk?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Just follow along here.
Okay.
I know my places.
Yeah. I've been to the West Coast. Right? That's where New York is.
Yeah. So you're in a homebrew club then?
In a homebrew club, work in film. In film, you have days off here and there, and so I would homebrew the entire time. Had a little carboy accident, which put me out of film for a couple months.
Oh.
You slice? You cut your hand?
Good slice, yeah, good slice.
You were carrying it and dropped it, or what?
I was carrying. It was one of those, chilled the beer in a carboy.
Yeah.
Go to lift the carboy from the bottom, and I saw the bottom seam start to come apart.
Oh.
And because I'm in my third-story apartment in Greenpoint, I'm like, well, I should get it to the bathtub so that when it explodes, it's not...
You're trying to save it.
Right.
Or save the apartment. Yeah.
Save the apartment. Lift it up. Bottom seam comes out. The top part comes down, slices through the hand. Blood and beer go everywhere.
And how long were you out of work for that?
About 3 months.
Let me see. Do you have a scar?
Not a good one. It's
okay.
So it almost took your thumb off?
Yeah,
basically.
Cut through the tendons, nerves, all that.
Yeah.
I feel like you nursed that a little bit. 3 months, really?
3
Come on.
months.
It was a little cut.
Well, I was lazy too.
I see.
I got to be honest.
Smoking a lot of weed. I needed a break.
His hand really hurt.
Yeah.
It was and I had a paper cut on the other hand. I can't go back.
So during that time, what do you do?
So I was homebrewing that whole time, and then down the street from me is a little brew pub. Became friends with them. Was like, do you mind if I come in a little bit? I'm good. My other good hands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can do something.
And so that sort of led to sort of internship, which then led to a full-time job at a nearby
nice
sour saison brewery.
And then did you move to Colorado to work at Joyride, or you moved separately and then ended up there?
Moved separately and then ended up at Joyride.
And how did you end up there?
They were looking for Kyles.
Okay, yeah. They were low on their Kyle quota?
Right.
Yeah.
I see. Did you apply, or did you know them? Did you just come in and say, hey?
I did apply, yeah.
You did, okay. And you guys hired him right away. Did you do a background check? Because I feel like he has a shady past.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. You did 3 background checks, Dave.
But I have a lot of names.
Okay, right. Yeah. Kyle 1, Kyle 2, nice Kyle, other Kyle, douche Kyle.
Right.
Yeah.
You need it's day by day.
So
North Face by North Face.
What can you tell us about this saison in our glass? It's the
Breston Show.
Breston Show.
Yeah.
Thank you. Tell us about the beer.
So the Breston Show, the idea behind the Breston Show is we wanted to try to make a little bit of a spicier saison, something that popped a little bit more. Also in keeping with the pink theme of breast cancer awareness. So we added for the pink guava and grapefruit.
Nice.
And then pink peppercorn.
Okay.
To bring back a little spice, and then we added some rye into the malt bill.
But it's not a pink beer.
Yeah,
it didn't come out pink, just so listeners can know. It did, but you're just sort of going the theme. They're 2 completely different saisons, the 2 that we have, which I like that. It's nice that you can make. So it's not just yeast derivative. You're adding other things to make flavor. Do they have the same yeast even?
No, they have different yeast.
Okay.
So Dave talked about we had the French saison yeast in the Yellow Sky. In this one, we have a strain from. We use a yeast distributor, Inland Island, here in Denver, and so they have a strain that's similar to a Fantôme strain.
Got it.
And so this one comes out, I think, a little bit drier and a little bit spicier than the other one.
I think so too. Definitely spicier. They're both so dry.
This one's drier on paper. The Yellow Sky.
The other, okay. What's the difference? Where do they finish at?
Half a Plato for Yellow Sky, and I think about 1.5 for the Breston.
That's a big difference, isn't it? 1.5 Plato?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I think I would have guessed that the first one we had was drier.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know if it's the lack, because to me also the pepperiness is almost a bit more in the first one.
Okay.
And where the second one, it's still peppery because of the pink peppercorns, but the guava and the grapefruit kind of add a implied sweetness / more residual sugar.
Got it.
That it's very nice, but it's very different. I prefer drier saisons, so I like the first one a little bit more.
Do you pick up the peppercorn in the beer?
Oh, yeah. Well, I was kind of thinking that, and it's hard to know, you might know, that most of the pepper flavor in this one is from the peppercorns. Or do you think there's a lot of yeast as opposed to the yeast character?
No, I think you're right. A lot of it does come through. We put the peppercorn in the boil.
Are they whole peppercorns?
They're whole peppercorns that we crack.
You do crack?
Yeah,
okay.
we do crack them.
Yeah.
And there is a little bit of yeast pepper.
Yeah. Dried
from
pepper.
it, but you're right. A lot of it comes from the peppercorn.
With the cracked peppercorn, is it similar to the coconut, where are you standing there with a cracker or did you buy it this way or what?
We use a coffee grinder.
You
use
do?
a little
Okay.
coffee grinder to break it down a little bit.
Coffee grinders are tiny. You guys like to work hard over there. I feel like you're doing this wrong.
It was great to hear from the Chuckanut guys, talking about the automatic everything. We have the most advanced system.
Great, as in I'm moving to Washington.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering if they're looking for Kyles.
Yeah, they might need a Kyle.
No, everything we do is very manual. We have a steam jacket on our boil kettle, but beyond that, our mash temperatures are based on time after time after time putting hot water from the boil kettle into our unjacketed mash tun.
I see.
With grain falling in simultaneously in a hand stir.
You're home brewing on a big scale.
On a big scale.
Yeah.
And time after time after time and keeping.
And you guys nail it because you know exactly what's happening. You figured out what volume of grain is going in and what temperature you need to get it exactly where you want it.
Yeah, we get within, maybe not to the degree that they get, but we are always within
You're always
1
right there.
degree.
And if you're not, you clearly don't tell Dave.
Right. That's right.
Yeah.
Right. It was other Kyle.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I didn't do it. That was other Kyle.
Yeah.
Kyle did it. What temperature do you mash the breast and show? Do you know?
We come in 148, 149 for all of our saisons because we do like them to finish pretty dry.
So lower temperature like that.
Lower temperature, to try to attenuate fully.
Okay. Sure. Excellent. And I like that you're using 2 different yeasts. It seems I'm so lazy I wouldn't do that, but you guys do it for a reason. You want them to taste very different.
Yeah, especially if they're both on tap at the same time. We try to
Sure.
keep them different. It does add a little bit to the cost. Obviously, we could repitch a yeast, we do have a lab, and we do cell counts, and we do repitch.
Okay.
But we did want 2 seemingly similar-looking beers and similar on the board to taste very different.
Sure. And what about the temperature of fermentation on the 2?
We start a little bit lower for a saison. We usually start in 68, 69.
Okay.
And then we let it ramp for a little while.
Whatever it does.
We try to pull back on the ester formation a little bit.
Okay.
From the beginning.
I
And then
prefer that. I'm glad you do that.
Yeah. And then we let it go up. It never gets above 74.
Okay.
And
Do you
that's
cap
hot
it
weather.
though, or it just never does on its own?
It just never really will. We don't. We keep our brew house around 68, 69. So
I see. Yeah.
Did you treat both the same from a temperature perspective? That you started them both at about 68 and then let them do whatever they were going to do?
Yeah, about the same fermentation scenarios all the way through.
How many beers do you guys brew? How many different styles of beer do you brew in general?
Oh, these guys know better than I do. I think we're up to about 200 or so recipes.
Whoa.
200.
Okay, so yeah, we did about 106 different beers last year.
Wow.
We keep about 5 or 6.
You do
always.
Okay, so you have some. What are your standards?
Our highest sellers are Kolsch.
Okay.
We have a double
that's
IPA.
cool. That's your highest seller.
Yeah, our highest seller is
I'm
a Kolsch.
surprised about that.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
Do you sell an IPA?
Yeah.
we have a couple IPAs.
Yeah, a double IPA you said is one of your standards?
Double IPA is our
Okay.
second highest seller. Joyride double IPA.
Interesting.
And then we keep a milk stout on. That
Okay.
one's probably third or fourth.
A good seller. Okay.
Mm-hmm. And then we kind of rotate through seasonally.
The other ones. All right.
Yeah, depending on.
That's some random styles that are your standards over there.
That's cool.
Right, like if you said IPA, obviously that's obvious. But no, it has to be a double IPA. I'm really surprised about the Kolsch.
Yeah.
You kind of go on either end with the Kolsch number 1, double IPA number 2. They sort of hit both spectrums there really quickly.
Does the Kolsch sell well in the winter?
Yeah.
Same? Doesn't really matter?
It doesn't matter. Obviously we make it more in the summer because our tap house is full to the brim in the summer.
Yeah.
In the winter, it kind of tapers off as the snow comes in. We'll have some snowier days. It's funny, though, some of our busiest days have been crazy snowy days because nobody goes to work.
Yeah.
And we have a big community following, so everybody comes into the tap room, and the bartenders are like, oh.
I hope that happens to us. That's kind of ridiculous, though. If you can't go to work, but you can go to the brewery, I don't get it. Like, oh, can't leave the house. Sorry, boss.
Right. Snowed in.
Yeah, see.
You're not going to the Hop Grenade later, are you?
Exactly. This is why I shouldn't move to Colorado. Get myself in more trouble. Although I have to call in sick to myself. So
Right, yeah. It's always snowing in Colorado, I hear.
It's always, Marty's
true.
like, where are you? It's snowing. I'm in shorts, Justin. It's 70 degrees outside. On my side of town, it's snowing.
Yeah.
Colorado works like that, right? Like it can be snowing somewhere and warm somewhere else.
Right.
I've golfed and skied on the same day.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, see?
Such a weird.
I know.
It's a weird
state.
place. So you've been living here for a couple of years now, just a couple of years.
Yeah, I was born here before I moved to.
Were you
Brooklyn.
born in Boulder? Did I insult you that bad, or you just went to school there?
I mean, I could probably insult. I was born in Greeley.
Greeley?
Yeah.
Oh, don't get me started on that. Yeah.
So I don't know where you.
That's. I didn't even want to mention Greeley.
Yeah, they didn't want you to
actually,
mention
this
Greeley.
whole thing makes sense now that I know
It's all
you.
coming together?
Yeah, and that I know that you're born in Greeley.
Greeley, Littleton, Boulder.
Got it. There's a great brewery in Greeley now, though. I had their beer just the other day.
Is it Weldworks?
Weldworks.
Yep.
Oh, I had their beer tonight even.
There it is.
Yeah. Good brewery, though. Yeah. Greeley's fine. Colorado's fine, everybody. I like it.
Oh.
Come full circle.
Wow, you're sounding so nice, Justin.
I know. I have to
Now you're alive, and you like Colorado.
Now I like Colorado.
Yeah.
Exactly. All right. Well, why don't we do this? We're going to take a quick break. We've probably got some more beer to try, but we're gonna come back and we're going to talk to the future mayor of what's the city?
Edgewater.
Edgewater of Edgewater. The future. Yeah. Population 7.
Right.
So
half of them are sitting here.
Yeah.
And they're.
Yeah. So we'll see if he earns our vote. This is going to be interesting. I think he's going to regret being on this show.
Every second of it.
Yeah, exactly. All right, we're with Joyride Brewing Company, live from the Hop Grenade in Fort Collins, and we'll be back in just a couple minutes.
You're listening to the Brewcasters on the Brewing Network.
Since 1979, Williams Brewing has offered the finest equipment and freshest ingredients and the best customer service in the business. Check out their brand new patent-pending mash and boil 110-volt electric mashing and boiling unit. This compact all-stainless unit lets you mash, sparge, and boil just about anywhere that has a 110-volt plug. Double-wall construction adds to efficiency and safety, and a precise thermostat keeps temperatures where you want them. Unlike insulated buckets and converted coolers, multiple temperature rest mashing is easy to do, all for under $300. They also feature the Mark II work pump, a magnetic drive high-temperature pump that does the work of pumps that cost twice as much, as well as exclusive Brewer's Edge regulators and quality Keg King kegs and disconnects. Check them out today at williamsbrewing.com to brews their vast selection. With over 20 years of experience making world-class craft beer and more than 100 gold medals in international competitions, Moylan's Brewing Company is not just a pretty face in craft beer. Just ask Brendan Moylan.
What do we got here? The beer of the hour. Moylan's, gotta love that big M. It's like a sign of awesomeness. Woo-hoo! It's got an extra kick to it. Let's pour this bad boy. Oh, yeah. Oh, Moylan's. The end of the night when the kids are finally in bed, the wife's in bed, nobody's bothering your ass anymore. That's Moylan's time. Moylan's is for you. Yeah. It's to help you out. Yeah. It helps me out.
What?
Well, because it's freaking awesome. Northern California brewed. It's brewed with love.
With love?
Oh, yeah. Tremendous. And it's always best where?
Moylan's.
You gotta try it on tap at Moylan's in Novato. They're friggin' awesome. Not only because I own the brewery, because I love the beer.
Cheers!
Boom.
Kilt Lifter Scotch Ale takes big beers to a whole new level with rich malt balanced perfectly with delicate hops, and now comes in 4-pack tall boy cans so you can take the party on the go. Or come to the brewery, take a tour, and try any of Moylan's fresh creations right from the source. Check them out at moylans.com.
Hey there, BN Army. Have you heard the latest at Hop Tech? Since Hop Tech has doubled in size after a huge expansion, Jade and Roberto can stock even more of the best quality homebrewing supplies and equipment. Over 60 kick-ass varieties of hops and malts, monster truckloads of quality brewer's yeast, including White Labs, Y yeast, and multiple dry yeasts. 30 different brews,
They even have all grain systems from Grainfathers and Ruby Street Brew Systems, thanks to Jade, the brand new all-grain brewer. And don't forget about their 10% discount to all BN Army members. Jade and Roberto are waiting for you and all of your brewing questions over at hoptech.com. Hoptech, totally not sucking since 1983.
Hey, my brewing brothers and sisters. This is Jamel Zanishev, and I want to tell you about Heretic Evil Twin. You might be familiar with my homebrew recipe, which uses massive late hopping to create a balance between the malty sweet and the hoppy bitter, along with an outrageous malt and hop character. I wanted a beer with the same bold hop and malt character, so we played around with the homebrew recipe until we were able to make a great commercial version too. We've created a beer rich in malt character, full of caramel, toast, biscuit, and an ever so subtle roast note. On top of that, we piled in an insane amount of Citra and Columbus hops at the end of the boil, as well as in dry hopping. This damn-the-cost approach to hopping gives Heretic's Evil Twin a great blast of citrus and tropical fruit that can't be matched by any other hop. The result is a bold, malty, hoppy, but easy-drinking beer. This is our top seller, our flagship beer, and I couldn't be prouder of it. Cheers.
To find Heretic beers near you, click on Find Some at hereticbrewing.com.
Segmented, demented, fermented. It's the session.
All right, welcome back to the program. We're going to get Steel Panther to play here.
Oh, yeah.
That'd be good, right?
That'll be the official grand opening.
I don't think Fort Collins can handle that shit.
Oh, but there's a nice lawn.
There's a lawn. They put a stage out there. We do concerts here in the summer, but I'm not sure Fort Collins can handle it. But I'm willing to try.
There's one way to find out.
There is one way to find out, and I'm just the guy to do it.
Right.
Yeah, we were just talking at the break about, like, if people just come to the Hop Grenade to hate on me for hating them, that's all publicity is good publicity, right?
Yeah. Oh, you can't stop. You got to let it go all day long.
That's right.
They have to come here to hate on you.
Yes,
so,
exactly.
Yeah.
We'll have a beer. We friends at the end.
All right, beers.
We've got the future mayor of Edgewater on the show with us right now.
Enough.
Grant. What's your last name, Grant?
Babb. B-A-B-B. You can see the yard sign in front of my house.
Grant Babb. The one sign you paid
I
for?
live on a corner, so
your
I have
kid
two.
made it for you?
Oh. Yes.
Did you buy a house on the corner so you get two streets of advertising for one sign?
Not initially, just because I'm right next to the elementary school, and I wanted to make it lazy, so I just watched my kid walk to school. I didn't have to be that parent that got out of bed. I just opened the sheet.
Open the window.
Yeah.
Does the sign say "Vote for my dad"? is that what it is?
Yes, in yellow and yellow crayon.
Now, you're not a career politician. Have you held public office before?
No, not by any means. It's just a local municipality, so it's being one of the soapbox businesses in town, because we're less than 1 square mile big, have 5,000 residents. You pretty much just hear everybody bitch and complain to you. So you figure at some point that you either get tired of listening to it or you do something to help it out.
I see. So you are potentially going to be the mayor of a 5,000 people municipality.
Yes, that's the goal.
And keep your day job?
Yes, that's why we're going to probably potentially look for another Kyle to help take over some of my responsibilities.
If there's any Kyles in the house,
yes,
Joyride needs another Kyle.
Yes, somebody with the key that can unlock the door for me.
Is there a mayor's mansion, or is it like an outhouse on the
corner? I think outhouse is calling it a creme of the creme.
I see.
It's a small municipality. It's everybody taking care of everybody. It's a small. There's city council, there's city manager, so it's everybody looking over. We're just trying not to get bought out by Denver or the local municipalities around us. So
I see.
We're just holding our own.
So, of course, I'm being sarcastic, but you're really doing this because you feel like you could help out. Like you said, instead of complaining, maybe I'll do something.
Yeah. I mean, Edgewater's nestled right next to, like Dave was saying earlier, we're right there by Denver. So as Denver's population is exploding, so is everybody else around us. And as we're taking the next steps into the future, let's make the right decisions as we grow as well.
Okay.
So we don't get ran over or the county doesn't try to do things that is not in the best interest of our city.
And what do you think, this is going to sound like a sarcastic question, but it's not. What do you think makes you qualified to be that person?
Having 15-plus years in business management, our city does not collect property tax. It's one of the only 5 cities in the whole nation that doesn't collect property tax.
Interesting.
The state does, don't get me wrong. It's the state of craft beer, so they have to get paid some way, somehow.
Sure.
Yeah. But they don't tax beer enough?
Yeah, exactly.
That's why I'm marching on Washington, D.C. for that one. But So they live off the sales tax of the local businesses.
Okay.
And therefore, if you're going to run a business or run a government based off business sales tax, then I think you might want to have some business influence involved in there.
I see.
And the decisions that they're making in the ordinances and everything that decides the fate of the city.
Okay.
Also living in the city. My children go to the city. My wife's a preschool teacher. So one of the few lucky ones to live, play, and actually work inside their own city. So therefore, kind of felt indebted, and the civil servant attitude had to come about and help out.
Grant just got my vote. Didn't that sound good? Right? You sound like you give a shit, which is very different than what I'm used to.
I have to thank Dave. He served you 4 beers before we got
Is that how your campaign is run in general? You don't speak until the whole audience has had 4 beers? That's how I'd run mine.
Yeah, smart.
Yeah. Do you have a campaign manager?
I do. He is the head of our homebrew club.
Really?
So, there's a lot of unity. A lot of unity in our city.
How many campaigns has he managed?
Yeah, exactly.
1 plus 0. So we're going to go with this as his first time around.
Oh, okay.
How's he doing? How do you feel?
I assume he's doing a great job.
Okay.
So he's what I call the social mayor of Edgewater. So
okay.
If I can't talk enough, he will talk for me.
How many people are you competing against for mayor?
Ironically, last election cycle, there was one person that ran for mayor unopposed, so he voted for himself, and he won.
Oh, it's my kind of guy right there.
Right. Based off those stats, I was like, this should be a shoo-in, and then there's 4 of us running for mayor this time around.
4 of you, okay.
Yeah, so...
How do you feel about your competitors? Are they
they're great
worthy?
people.
Okay.
Oh, naturally. If any one of them wins, I'll be happy.
Okay.
We're all in different times of our life, different ideology, and ours wasn't represented, and so I got a lot of support. A lot of people pat me in the back and say, "Hey, throw your hat in the ring there and see what the city wants and see what the people believe in."
Do you mind if I ask how old you are?
I am 37 years old.
37-year-old future mayor.
Wow.
Sitting next to us right now.
So,
I'm 40. I've done nothing of value for anybody.
Well, I followed you for the last 15 years of my life, so either I'm fucking up or you've done something in your life.
Right. I wish I was your running mate. Do you need a running mate? Is that possible? Can I be vice mayor?
I mean, if you want to be my drinking buddy, yes.
I'm kind of a Coloradan now.
Yes.
Do you
pissed off enough people that you and I could carry this part-time?
Do you want to win the election?
Right. Yeah. You should probably make Beevo your running mate if you want to. If you want
yes.
Yeah.
We'll open a wine bar so we can represent the wine category.
How long have you been with Joyride?
Dave and I have started it since our inception.
Okay.
I've been a chemical engineer, so I've been in the industry since 2005.
Okay.
I was actually moved out here to develop a lot of the chemical programs a lot of the breweries use nowadays.
Interesting. You mean cleaning products? Is that what
you're disinfectants, sanitizers. Right after kind of that initial 90s wave, then the next explosion was coming.
Okay.
The company I was working with, we picked up Boston Beer in Cincinnati, Sam Adams.
Yeah.
And I was working out of Dayton, Ohio, and it was like, this is a budding industry. We need somebody that wants to move. And they said either choose Denver, Seattle, Chase, New Belgium, or Taste of Such. So, I eagerly waved my hand in the air and
chose Denver.
Away here we are,
Okay.
So I'm sitting back in Fort Collins at kind of where I cut my teeth.
Okay.
Got to know all about Colorado. So I've been in the industry, and then...
what do you do for the brewery?
I do everything that Dave doesn't do.
Okay.
So that's pretty
Dave
much...
doesn't seem like he does much.
When Kyle shows up, then I take over. So.
This Kyle or other Kyle?
Depends on which day it is.
Okay. Got it.
You got to be careful. We have a saying, it's no HR Friday, so it gets pretty vulgar from time to time.
I love no HR Fridays.
Yes.
Marty, can we have no HR Friday at the Hop Grenade? Do you think that'll work here?
Yep, see?
Don't give me the thumbs up, Marty. You're supposed to be my voice of reason.
So
don't let me do the things I want to do here. Yeah.
Can't cross the line, though. There is still sexual harassment every day, but no HR
you don't have to be a jerk, no HR Friday still sounds fun.
Are you saying there is sexual harassment happening every day?
No. You just can't let it happen.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, sorry.
You just have to watch it happen. That's different.
I could have been mayor of Edgewater. Thanks, Bertie.
You're welcome.
I told you, Grant. Didn't I tell you at the break that you will regret this?
Yeah, nobody in Edgewater's listening anyways.
I'll tell you what. I could wait to publish the show till after November if you want.
Let it go out there.
Just let it go?
Yeah, true values,
I think they'll like you. You're like a real human.
Yeah, thank you. This isn't Robot Chicken. This isn't,
Yeah.
When's the next debate scheduled?
Next Monday, actually. So, first one.
No, you don't have debates.
Yes, we do.
There's 5,000 people. Who gives a shit?
3 of us, apparently.
Yeah, 3 of you.
These guys.
You guys
and
are
all the other douchebags in Colorado you called out tonight.
You're going to have a debate. This is awesome.
We have, actually, ironic, there's a local news anchor, Brandon Redeman, who's interviewed Obama and stuff like that. He's going to help out. So.
Wow. It's next week?
Yeah, next Monday.
I kind of want to go.
Tuesday.
Where are you having it?
It is in this great state of Fort Collins. Please do not come to the debate for me. I appreciate you.
I won't wear your shirt. Don't worry.
But it'll be at the
you
local.
Can pretend you don't know me.
Yeah, your name's going to be painted on his chest.
Be like NASCAR, just shaving in his chest hair.
I heart Grant.
I heart Grant.
Across
Roger Grant.
Yeah.
It's their logo. So.
What happens at the debates? Who asks questions?
The local news anchor, Brandon Ridman's going to get up.
Okay.
Hopefully put up some hard-pressing questions, because I like to hear other people's thoughts. I've been talking about myself for the last 37 years, so it'd be nice to listen to somebody else for once.
Do you prepare for these? Do you look at the issues and...
Yeah, you got your platform. You got to talk about everything that's relevant to the city.
Yeah.
And so you prepare for that, but everybody has a different point of view, so you listen to what they're saying. And, this isn't going to be heated by any means. We're all friends here.
Are you going to wear a suit?
Yes.
You will wear a suit.
Yes. It won't be no top hat or, tails like Dave.
I would take a cue from Dave if I were you. That might make you stand out a little bit.
I don't want to upstage him. He gets pretty jealous. So.
Well, you're the real deal, Grant.
Thank you.
Yeah, he sounds like the real deal. I think you have a good chance of winning this election. Of course, I'm an idiot, so I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know what that means.
I believe in you, so I don't think you're an idiot.
Thanks, buddy. Well, let's talk about the two beers. I'm told you don't know anything about them, so I'm going to ask you all about them.
That's the plan.
Yeah.
Okay.
Usually we have this window in front of the brewery. We call it the monkey cage. So if anybody asks any questions, I knock on it. And one of the Kyles come out of the monkey cage to help me out.
You have been paying attention to the show. That's what I do. Yeah. Well, let's talk about this. We've got a paler beer in our glass. I believe it's a pale ale.
A hazy pale ale.
Yeah.
Yes.
What's it called?
Dave is a lover of all puns, and one of our other good buddies. We're sitting there one day, and you just, after a few beers, you just start spewing words, and this one came to belief, and it's called Aw Ale Yeah.
Ale Yeah. Okay, nice.
You get to
Aw Ale Yeah. Is that what it says on my menu too?
Yes.
Is this on tap?
Yeah.
Nice. All right, you can come down to the Hop Grenade and have it.
Yeah, you got to yell it appropriately though too.
You do. You have to order it that way.
Yeah, be like, "Oh, ale, yeah."
Yeah, that's it. You have to order it.
And all of a sudden, with an ale pint of beer comes up in front of you. It's a gorgeous thing.
So it's a cloudy, kind of a New England pale ale style.
We dived into it for a while. We wanted to understand this Vermont category that's coming down the pipeline. So we started playing around with it, and we did a whole series around IPAs and whatnot. And Dave here recently, he likes to create a lot of tangents, and so right now we're in a lot of versions of different beers.
Okay.
So this is our second version of this, and decided to, I believe, downgrade it to a pale ale and make it more of an affinity, something different than the industry's getting right now versus the really hardcore. And what WeldWorks is making delicious.
They are
the juicy bits,
but it's not. I've got the two here. I can put them on camera. Not quite as.
So it's going to be the pale ale version of an IPA, of a hazy IPA. So.
It's a great pale ale. You guys did a good job.
I don't mean to make you take a hard stance a week before your next debate, but where do you come down on the New England IPA versus clear IPA?
You don't have to answer that.
I eventually see it becoming a category. And therefore, I mean, it such has a love. It has such an affinity that it swept the nation that quickly.
Yeah.
It has a staying power, a lot more than, say, like Cascadian dark ales. Therefore, and
where did those go? Where are the Cascadian dark ales?
Yeah. Notice how no one's missing them.
Yeah. There's not breweries that have made their career off them. So, and I love them. I think it's delicious. The hop profile that's coming out of them, the tropical notes, the fruity notes, utilizing oats and the education needs to come around a little bit more to make people not believe it's just suspended yeast
or flour.
Yeah, so that's makes you want to cut your throat every once in a while.
Yeah,
but getting to have a derivation in it that it doesn't have to be milky yellow versus hazy is an acceptable platform for it to be in. So. And then I love the fact that Dave's running the version of it. That like this is version 2. We kind of added a little bit more West Coast style hops into it. The first one went more classic this style, and I think it's a very beautiful, especially as a pale ale.
It's good
not
pale
burning
ale.
the tongue off. It's smooth. It's more delicate in the palates. And then of course it's always fun to order. So
sure. Now, Beardy, if I had given you the beer blindfolded.
Sure.
Which is basically like
right. So
you
now,
I feel like you would like it. I think the only thing you don't like about this beer is that it's cloudy. You think it's good pale ale?
I think it's a good pale ale. but it does the haze does have a kind of green vegetal flavor.
You think it affects the flavor?
That affects the flavor. But I do agree. I like the idea of taking the idea of New England IPA, scaling it down to a pale ale.
Yeah.
Instead of adding more hops to it.
Mm-hmm.
If you tone it back, then to me, you could have also told me that this was a wet hop beer.
Okay.
Because I get similar flavors with the level of intensity of the green hoppiness.
Sure.
That I
Now,
would get in
Dave
a wet hop.
and Grant both, just be honest with me if you can. Do you think the beer would be better if you filtered it or cleared it, or do you think that this adds a character that you were looking for? In other words, it's such a great pale, and like Beardy's saying, maybe if it were just clear, it would taste even better. However, you're going to sell more of it right now because it's cloudy. So
Yes. Sure.
I get the idea for sales, but I'm asking genuinely, what do you think about the exact same beer if you had maybe filtered it or something? Go ahead, Grant. You can start.
I think that the haziness also creates a palate expectation, a mouthfeel expectation to it.
Yeah.
So if you were to clarify it or run it through a filter, you're going to strip it naturally of a lot of its flavors. So therefore, you're going to change the composition.
Okay.
I think if you clarified it, it's not going to be as a good beer as it is now.
Okay.
And this is on the lighter side of haze.
Agreed.
And
Yeah,
so-
this is not milky at all.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, right. And so...
It's like every homebrew I ever made. basically.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was almost good.
But it's not milky.
And I've actually had 2 wet hop beers since being here at GABF that I actually liked. And so I would drink a pint of this, actually.
And you would put it in a wet hop category.
I would have guessed it, had I not known what it was, I would have guessed wet hop beer.
Dave, you want to chime in on this?
So, kind of, we don't filter anything.
You don't filter any of your beers, okay.
So we're not doing anything different than we would normally do. So it's not like we're adding flour in to intentionally try to
Sure.
make it
No additives to make it cloudy.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's a little bit of oats. It's it's about 15%, and it's
15% oats. I'm translating for you. Sorry.
It's a blend of 2 different English style ales
And
that are known for not flocculating.
2 different yeasts.
2 different
Two
yeasts.
different English style ale yeasts. Okay. A blend of 2 different ale yeasts. All right.
He tastes a lot of the beer.
Okay.
Aren't big flockers. So
Okay.
other than that, we're really not doing anything to intentionally try to make it hazy.
Okay. Nothing more to big it.
Some of the research out there is saying that the hop oils will bind to the yeast cells, and that's going to increase the flavor. Some of that is still out there for more research, but that's what's fun. About
Okay.
everything.
So Dave's saying that the research showing that some of the hop oils will bind to these things, and if they were to drop out, then maybe it would be missing. So it's and by the way, I think you are being honest with me. I don't think you're giving me a political answer. It's exactly the beer that you designed, and you don't filter your beers anyway. So I'm going to interpret that as you don't think it would be a better beer if it were any clearer. You designed it to be just like this, and that's fair. I don't think you're bullshitting me or my listeners at all. I agree with you, by the way. Beardy doesn't know what he's talking about most of the time. But I agree with you that in this sense that some things might be stripped away or have fallen out. And I really enjoy this pale ale. I think it's nice.
Yeah, I'm not saying that I think if you filtered it, it would still taste the same.
Sure, yeah.
I'm saying there's flavor,
Yeah, I'm putting words in your mouth. Yeah, for sure.
Dave, you get a gold star. Nice job. Buddy.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. I mean, I wouldn't vote for you. I'd vote for Grant.
Yeah, he's going to be mayor.
Yeah, I wouldn't vote for Dave.
Coincidentally, Dave is running for the Brewers Guild board. So,
oh, you are?
Yes. Yeah, he got jealous and he had to find something to do. So
wait, now, is that the Edgewater Brewers Guild? Or
that is the state of Colorado.
That's right, yeah.
Colorado Brewers
the
Guild.
entire Colorado Brewers Guild.
Yeah, I mean, he is the Brewers Guild of Edgewater.
Okay,
who knows?
right, it's just you.
He's actually running for the Joyride Brewers Guild.
Right,
Yes.
But there's too many Kyles, so he's probably
He's going to get outvoted.
He's probably not going to make it. Yeah. When is that election? The Brewers Guild, the Colorado Brewers Guild.
Due about 16th
Yeah.
this month.
16th of this month.
Yeah.
Did the Colorado Brewers Guild split in 2?
Yeah.
Do I have that right?
Yes.
It used to be 1, and then.
Oh, you guys worked it out.
Oh, you're back together?
Yeah, we're back to that. We work
Together again?
Yeah.
We're a happy family.
Okay. I'm going to talk about this for a second, whether you like it or not. I'm sorry. But it was a whole thing, like, because of buyouts and then it's the same thing the Brewers Association goes through every now and then, like, well, now who's craft and who's are we this, are we that? And and you certainly should correct me if I'm getting this wrong. There were some issues about that, and so my understanding is that the guild decided, well, let's separate because we're not really agreeing or able to work this out. That was about a year ago or something. But now you guys have since come back and decided we're a better guild together.
A year ago, like right now. So we had
Right.
our big come to Jesus moment at GABF last year.
GABF last year, they had their come to Jesus moment where they realized we should stay together.
Yeah.
We should not break up. Okay.
Collaboration over litigation.
I'm glad about that.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Whatever we decide craft is, that's still an ongoing conversation. It's always going to be. But it's so difficult to find these breweries, these people who have been on the guild for so long, and maybe they made a business decision, and now to say they're not part of it, it's so weird.
It was.
So I'm glad you guys.
A lot of family involved, a lot of people involved, a lot of people I knew. And you've been doing this for 20 plus years, and somebody makes you an offer you can't refuse.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'd be proud of you.
You didn't do it out of ill will towards anybody else.
No, you did it because you want a fucking yacht.
Yeah, and it's a beautiful Mercedes when you drove up to the Brewers Guild meeting.
Or two.
Yeah.
So,
or two.
But as a young budding brewer, I mean, it was very extreme to see something like that.
Sure.
To be in an industry that has been there your whole life, and to see something play out like that, where there's feuding it'd be like mom and dad feuding,
right?
And watching a divorce go down.
Sure.
And then you have to choose which side you want to be on. It's like, well, I love you both.
Right.
And then you choose, and then it's like eventually, well, somebody got remarried, and like you join that family.
Right.
So we're the Brady bunch now, so it's good.
Well, now that you're back together, and I didn't get to ask Dave this question, so I'm going to ask you, Grant.
He threw me under the bus. It's my turn that he's not on the
So, tomorrow they come to the brewery. I don't know who they is, but they. And they offer you $40 million to buy Joyride.
Mm-hmm.
What do you do?
Well, it's been nice knowing you. I'm going to get part of that divorce.
Thank you for being honest.
Yeah, he's got a lot of yard sides to print.
Yes.
Let me rephrase it. $40 million. Good night. I'm out of here.
Yeah, it's been fun.
I'm going to get on my bicycle from the bike shop next door and do my last bicycle ride a block away before I hire a driver to take me everywhere.
Right. Now, I mean, let's be pointed about this. There's a different faction going on now. If you look at the Oscar Blues buying the Cigar City and the Perrin, I believe in that. That is still... They're
craft helping craft.
It's craft helping help going through a distribution channel.
Okay.
I mean, distribution is the war that's going on right now, and that's why Budweiser's doing what it's doing. It's trying to shut down channels.
They couldn't beat us, so they're buying us.
Yes, correct. So when you say $40 million, it depends on who that's coming from.
Okay. Does it, though?
Well, I mean, why would I do something to cut the throat of somebody I've been helping my whole life?
Yeah.
But if there's a conglomerate coming together and say, hey, this brewery, A brewery, and B brewery, they have the same shared values, we want to put it together just so you both can survive.
Right.
We're not there to change you. We're not there to, manipulate you.
Yeah.
But if we sold out to the problem that we are underneath, then did we do this to begin with?
Sure.
Yes.
Okay. That's a good answer.
I've walked those halls, and I've seen those people, and I've seen who it's hurt, and I've seen who it's helped, and
Yeah.
So.
Did I tell you already I'm voting for Grant? See what's happening here?
Yep.
I keep waiting for Marty to buy me out at the Brewing Network. I feel like Marty should own the... Marty, do you have $50 in your pocket?
Right.
I'm going to sell out to you right now.
You already paid the tax.
For $50. 51.
Yeah. Just imagine you could be sitting in this chair.
You could be sitting right here, Marty.
Yes.
You know what we're going to do tonight? We're going to end the show with Marty. He's going to come talk to us.
Perfect.
Yeah, we got to do it. I feel like the listeners...
Will this be his first time?
Yes. Oh. And I feel like the listeners want to know who I'm talking about.
Exactly.
They want to get to know Marty.
It's a gorgeous
So, all right. We're gonna do that now. Grant, thank you so much for being on the program. I wish you luck in November. I really do. I think you're a qualified candidate, and you seem like a decent human being.
Thank you.
Yeah. So.
Careful where you throw that decent word. You went from douchebag, calling my brewer douchebag, to decent. So
to decent.
Leaps and bounds today. You have grown so much.
Look, man, I am so bipolar. They had to invent a new category.
You're so Fort Collins right now.
I am.
Marty, don't let him go outside because he's going to change his mind if he comes back in.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's get Marty on the microphone here. In the meantime, I got a little bit of promotion to do. Do we want to talk Pro-Am first? Is Pro-Am have to do with this homebrew competition that's happening locally too, or can I do that right now? Okay. Let me do that now. Fort Collins my favorite city in America.
Full of people he likes.
Full of the nicest people on earth. The Liquid Poets Slam, I think it's called. I didn't get much information about this. Yeah, you come over here and help me.
We have an open mic.
Because you sent me like the most minimal amount of information possible. I do know that you can go to slam.liquidpoets.com and check it out, but it's a homebrew competition here in Fort Collins. And there's a pro-am portion of it, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
All right, what's your name?
My name is Cy Bevender. I'm the competition coordinator.
Okay, for the, what's it called?
It's a Liquid Poetry Slam.
The Liquid Poetry Slam.
Yep.
And how long you guys been doing it?
It is our 10th and a half annual.
Wow.
It's actually the 11th annual, but we shifted the season it was in. So it used to be in the spring, now it's in the fall.
So you're calling it 10 and a half.
10th and a half,
You were so like Beardy.
Were
right
you
now.
doing 11?
Most humans would just say
No,
11.
we'll do 11th and a half.
It'll just now be halves.
Yes.
Okay.
You love him, don't you, right now?
This
Beardy?
guy-
You
this
are
guy-
such a stickler about this type of shit.
Yeah.
The rest of the human world would have said 11.
I know.
Okay.
And
I like it, Si.
they would have
We
been
do
wrong.
that to bother you, Justin.
Clearly. Okay, so what's the pro-am portion of it?
Okay, so all of the entries that medal in the first round are eligible for a pro-am. And since we live in Fort Collins, which is such a great beer town,
Yeah.
all the breweries, such as Y or Black Bottle or New Belgium or Odell, come in and they pick a beer to brew on their commercial system.
Okay, nice.
And it's a collaboration with the home brewer and the brewery. So,
Love it.
Yeah. So we have 20 or 22 breweries in town. We'll probably get 15 or so pro-ams.
Wow.
I think it's the ratio of entries to pro-ams. It might be the best in the country. I haven't checked that. But
that's really cool.
It feels like it is.
So what are the entries open now? You can
Entries
enter
open now.
You can go to slam.liquidpoets.com, and entries close on October 27th.
Yes.
But it's open to anybody.
Correct. Yep.
Right, okay.
So Brewing Network listeners all over the country can enter.
Ship us your entries.
Okay.
Details are on the website.
Okay.
And,
That's cool.
yeah, love to have your entries.
All right. Well, thank you, Cy. Good luck
you.
with the competition.
Appreciate it.
How many entries did you guys get last year?
About 350.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, if you need any other help, we're happy to help. Beardy
Love
will
it.
do something.
Right.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, 11th and a half. I'm there.
Yeah, he's there. He's ready.
Yeah.
You had him at 11 and a half.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. All right. Once again, go to slam.liquidpoets.com. Thanks, Cy.
Thanks.
I appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
All right. We're going to wrap things up, but not before we get Marty on my couch over here. Yeah, you got to do it, buddy. I know. So Marty is my business partner here at the Hop Grenade. Marty Moskowitz, you might know him of Moscow fame.
Yes.
Former producer of the session, friend of ours, Scott, also my partner. This is his dad, Marty Moskowitz.
I'm not sure I've had enough beer to drink for this.
You haven't already? You could help me.
I may need more.
You want to help me finish mine over here? I wouldn't do it for you. I'm tainted. Yeah, but I've had a few. The Saisons are good.
Yeah.
Did you have some beer here tonight, Marty?
I've had a bit.
How many did you have?
Do I have to keep track?
No, that's fine.
Yeah.
Now, Marty, I wouldn't call him a lightweight.
No.
But he's a lightweight.
Oh.
So a couple beers in Marty, and he's
That means
feeling-
I haven't pickled my liver yet.
Exactly.
Right, yeah, you can still feel the alcohol.
Well, here's the thing. Marty and Kim,
Yes.
who are slightly older than me, by like a hair.
Barely.
Only chronologically.
Yes, exactly. This is what I'm getting at.
Yes,
You're the
right.
healthiest people I know. They ride bikes everywhere. They
On
run
purpose?
marathons or ride marathons. I don't know what it is you do.
Yeah, you don't know how marathons work.
When they go on vacation, they don't just drink. They exercise. They go on exercise vacations.
That helps us drink more.
It does. It keeps you healthy. Yeah, it keeps you alive. So, Marty, I don't know if you know this, but I've told people, Marty is my business soulmate.
Yes.
I mean that.
I've heard that.
I don't know if you know that. You're my business. I've said it to you, right?
Yes.
Because we get each other. We have a good time together. We understand each other. And I've always said to people that Marty is my business soulmate. So I would like a round of applause for this. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you're his Dorian Gray.
And I'm a big pain in his ass. Yeah. Basically. So.
Truthfully, I can't think of a better partner.
Thank you, Mark.
Other than my wife.
Of course, other than Kim. Yeah.
Other than
yeah.
Kim.
Well, that goes without saying. Neither of us would be anywhere without Kim, I think, is basically.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much,
Yeah.
yes.
She keeps us both in line, and we need that.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
since starting the Hop Grenade with Kim and Scott and me, are you surprised and do you regret
I thought you
getting
were asking
involved
do I really regret
in this mess? I am. Are you surprised?
It's a good thing I've had plenty of beer tonight, actually.
I guess what I'm really getting at is I'm sure because you're a smart man, you knew I was kind of a mess. Are you surprised at the amount of a mess that your partner is?
Yeah.
You could say yes.
Yeah. Or do you view this as a charity?
Is there some truth to silence is telling? Or?
Yeah.
No. In truth, it's been quite a ride.
Okay.
And I don't know if anybody really knows, but this is sort of career number 2 for all of us.
Yeah.
And I can't think of a more exciting place to spend my time. I started homebrewing a few years ago, actually inspired by the Brewing Network.
Oh, yeah.
Right. On a Pico brew, right?
Actually, I started with with extract, and then went to Pico Brew.
Okay.
Got a kegerator. You did the whole thing.
I converted the kegerator to a triple tap, so I could put in 3 of my own beers.
Look at you go.
Oh yeah, all of that. So I embrace this fully.
Yeah.
And it's been a crazy ride. It's been a blast.
It has been
Yes.
a crazy ride. So my understanding was that so Marty and Kim had retired, and clearly didn't want to retire. Thought he was retired.
Right.
Yeah.
But you were looking for something to do, and you guys thought maybe a yogurt shop or a sandwich shop or so. I don't know.
Oh, I forgot all about the yogurt. That's true.
You were looking.
That's true.
Oh. You were looking at different
Actually,
opportunities, and then they decided to listen to my stupid idea, and they said, "Oh, well, this beer thing sounds good. Maybe this beer thing will work." And you decided to go the beer route with me.
Exactly.
And
Well, almost exactly.
Almost.
Close enough.
But did you really want to retire? Because you are so far from retired. Both of you and Kim work your ass off here. And I wonder if you regret that. I mean, you could have retired.
That's true. I could have retired. Truthfully, neither one of us was ready to retire, obviously.
Okay.
And we enjoy all the time we spend on this.
Okay.
And, quite a bit of time on
Yeah, I'm
this.
going to remind you of that
Yeah.
in a week or so.
Yeah. We're recording this.
Yeah, that's right. I'm going to play that clip every meeting we have, Marty.
I think retirement sounded better on paper than in reality.
And you know what? So I always joke that I make fun of people who say they can't retire because they say, "Oh, well, what will I do? What will I do?" And I always say, anything. I'll do 100 things.
No, I'll drink beer.
But you know what? I think I'm like you. I don't know what I would do. I need something to
stimulation
keep me from drinking for 8 hours a day. Is what I'm getting at.
Well, keep you from drinking for 18 hours a day.
No, from 8 to 5. I need something to keep me from. You weren't ready to retire. You need something to do.
That's correct.
What were you going to do? Sit at home? Kim doesn't want to talk to you anymore. You guys been together? How long have you guys been together?
She's laughing. Why is that funny?
Because I know Kim.
We've been married 36 years.
36 years. That's a long time.
Yeah.
Wow. Kim, do you still like Marty? I know.
Okay,
She said, "Who cannot like?"
That's the kiss of death.
Yeah, that wasn't an answer, by the way.
Yes.
That's the same as silence.
Very observant.
Yeah. You guys still vacation together? You don't do separate vacations?
No. We're not there yet.
You're not there yet?
No.
Do you have grandchildren yet?
You pushed a very sore spot.
Uh-oh. You guys want grandchildren?
We would like grandchildren. We're not having a lot of cooperation from our kids.
I see. You want me to start having conversations with them and see if I can move this along?
Would it do any good?
I doubt it. Anybody takes my advice, you're in worse shape, I think.
No comment.
Yeah.
What's the secret? How 36 years? Come on. How do you deal with that?
I can relate a story that somebody once told me who was married for 60 years.
Okay.
Oh.
And we asked him, what's the secret?
Yeah.
And truthfully, he looked at me and said, every night before I go to bed, I say, I'm sorry. Has no clue what it's for.
Uh-huh.
He's right.
Yeah. It's worked great
I
for me
wish
for the
I
last
was
couple
making
years.
that up. I'm not making this up.
But it's true. Okay. And he was dead serious when
he was
said
dead
it.
serious.
Okay.
Deadpan.
Yeah. Did you take up this habit?
I'm a slow learner.
You are a slow learner. So Marty's a sweet man, but I think he's a bit of a stubborn man. So every now and then, you're a slow learner.
Mm-hmm. I'm a slow learner.
Yeah.
The problem, I did that. It worked for a couple of weeks. Then she started asking for what?
Oh.
And then that ended up being worse. Because then she also
took
figured
all
out,
night.
wait, he's been apologizing for stuff for the last couple of weeks. He didn't know what it was for.
He figured he was doing
The
something
damage was
wrong. He
undone.
might as well apologize.
It makes sense. There's always something to apologize
That's
for,
correct.
let's be honest, on both sides.
Yes.
Well, I love the two of you very, very much. You know that. You're like family to me. I'm excited to be here at the Hop Grenade in Fort Collins with you, and we've got a lot of work ahead of us here.
Indeed.
Yeah.
It's going to be good.
We're a good team.
We are. I appreciate it.
Yeah, so do I. So my partner, Marty Moskowitz, Kim Moskowitz over there, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. Kim's going to take me out back and tell me all the things I did wrong this week, that I've not taken care of myself. She's always trying to feed me water and vegetables.
Lead with "I'm sorry."
I just start with "I'm sorry."
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, she just looks at me and I say, "I'm so sorry, Kim. I'm sorry."
Have you seen me?
Yeah. She does. She tries her best to keep me alive. So
it's imperative.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're going to wrap things up. I want to thank all of you for coming out to the Hop Grenade tonight. That's a big deal to me, and I appreciate it very much. So give yourselves a little round of applause. Yeah. Did I miss something?
Twitter game.
Pro-Am guy. Oh, I got to talk to the Pro-Am guy. Do I have to, though? Can we just congratulate him real quick? Come over here. Yeah. I talked to you briefly. Yeah, let's just give him that. Thanks, Marty. Marty Moskowitz, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
All right. It's not that I didn't want to talk to you. It's just that I'm dying inside.
Again?
Again. Yeah, it's coming in waves.
Okay.
You won the GABF Pro-Am competition this year.
Bronze, man. So,
Bronze. That's
yeah.
Don't say it like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
You won the Pro-Am competition.
Yeah,
this
thanks,
year.
dude. Thanks, dude, man.
Who did
I'm
you
stoked.
brew with?
I brewed with Odell here in Fort Collins.
What's your name?
Nice.
That's Mark Bowman.
Okay. So,
Yeah.
Mark, you brewed with Odell, who I'm a big fan of. We went there yesterday, as a matter of fact. That was the start of this mess.
Hell yeah, they make killer beer.
Yeah, that was the first brewery we went to.
Yeah,
Awesome.
St. Lupulin is like beer of my summer. I've just been living off of that. Okay, so what beer did you brew with them?
So it's a dark raspberry sour. It's sat in. They've got a sour program. So it sat in their sour barrels for about 7-8 months, and just got super happy. And it's a pretty awesome beer. So really cool thing about that beer is I'm fan of you guys, and fan of the sour hour too. So it's the Rare Barrels dark sour recipe, tweaked of course to. Tweaked a little bit, but
to your own standards. Okay.
Yeah, you got it. So,
how did you get their recipe from the show?
Yeah, from the show.
He gave it out on the show. I never listened to the show, so I don't know.
I don't blame you.
Yeah, I don't know what he talks about. So he gave out the recipe on the show. You brewed that, but you just tweaked it for your own.
Yeah, just kind of made it my own, and
okay.
that's what it was based on. Just trying to do something different,
and you got a bronze medal out of it.
Yeah, dude.
Nice.
Yeah.
Why aren't you wearing your hardware right now? Did they not give it to you?
Oh, did they keep it?
It'd just be weird. It'd be weird.
No, I would wear that for like a month.
Yeah.
I'd just walk around with it like an idiot, with the thing, and people ask, "What's that?" I'm awesome. That's what.
Hell yeah. Yeah, it's been today's pretty awesome. I work over at a Left Hand Brewing Company too.
Okay.
Not on the brewing side, on the accounting and administration side.
That's
so.
all right.
So
they don't think you're a traitor?
How do they feel about you winning another brewery a medal?
Yeah, it's kind of cool. I nerd out on numbers in the daytime, and I geek out on beer in the evenings. So.
That's all right.
Yeah.
Seriously, though, they didn't mind that you went and brewed?
Oh, no, it's awesome. We're great friends, and we're an employee-owned company, and so is Odell. So we got a lot of similarities. Our breweries kind of started around the same time, too. So
got it.
We're great friends.
So you're your own boss, basically, because you're an employee-owned company.
We all work together. We're working towards a common goal. It's really, really awesome to be part of something that we're contributing to the beer community and trying to make this whole thing a better place.
Do you want to help Marty and I count all our money since you're an accountant?
Of course, man.
Yeah. I think all of it fits in my pocket.
And by our money, you mean Marty's money.
Let's see. There's Marty's credit card.
Yeah.
There's Kim's credit card. So, yeah, I don't need any help. I'm fine.
Awesome.
It's all accounted for.
I got this.
Well, hey, since I got you here, I got a couple other guys here. Jerry Lynch
Okay.
here tonight. He brewed a beer with Pro-Am 2 with Equinox.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
You brought me a beer. I didn't even drink it. It's in the cold box still. Yeah.
And then Dave Kiltz, I don't know if he's still around, but he brewed with Crow Hop up in Loveland. So our club just wanted to crash you guys here in Fort Collins tonight.
I'm so happy that you
thanks
did.
for coming.
We appreciate that. Thanks for coming out and bringing your friends. And,
Absolutely.
Yeah. Beardy's going to buy all your beers.
Yes. Right.
Sweet.
I'll send Justin the bill. It's fine.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
No, we appreciate that very much. We want to be a community bar, to be honest. We're in a bit of a strange location in the Foothills Mall here, but we really like the park and we like what they did. But more than anything, just like our California bar, we really want to be part of the homebrew clubs, the beer community, all of that. So you guys being here means a lot to me. So,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Glad to be here, man.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming out.
Can anybody get that beer still? The Odell collaboration?
You know, I think it's kicked for quite a while, but yeah, should have swung by the booth on Thursday.
Should have done.
Yeah.
I walked by it about 100 times.
I
going to work.
tried about 6 Pro-Am beers. There's some good ones. Yeah.
Yeah, there's some killer beers out there.
Yeah.
All right. Well, congratulations on your medal. Wear it.
Thanks a
Wear
lot.
it proudly.
Yeah.
Come
Oh,
on.
yeah.
Yeah, own that thing.
Nice to meet you, Beardy.
Yeah. Nice
People
to
in
meet
Fort
you.
Collins are so nice. They'll talk to you for 12 minutes every time you go somewhere.
They'll
about it.
want your life story.
Yeah. What's it made out of? I don't know. Yeah.
Cool.
Thanks, brother, for being on
thanks
the
a
show.
lot. Appreciate
All
it.
right. Well, we're going to wrap things up and get out of here. Bevo, did I do all the things? I did all the things?
Wow.
All right. Amazing. All right. Well, we're going to try to do about one show a month here from the Hop Grenade because I like being here and I like our couches. It's much more comfortable than our studio.
This is way more comfortable than the studio.
So I feel like it's a lazy way for me to contribute to the Hop Grenade
Yeah.
here in Fort Collins.
And plus, here I can stare out at the people instead of them staring at the back of my head.
Right.
It's less awkward for me.
It is?
Yeah.
Because you can't see them.
Right. It's the same.
Yeah.
I'm imagining there are actually people out here. Are there?
There are people there, yeah.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah, those are humans.
Yeah.
Over there.
Oh, humans.
Yeah, even humans.
Okay.
All right, so we'll be here. I don't know who's going to come with me each time. Maybe I'll try to bring Doc out, and I guess I'll bring Tasty out. He's kind of a pain. He's a diva, but I'll bring him anyway. And we'll do some shows here from Fort Collins. I want to thank our guest today, Joyride, once again for being on the program. Yeah. Big fan of your beers, and it was very nice of you to drive all the way up here and do the show in that weather out there. It's like a blizzard happening, so I appreciate that. I also want to thank Chuckanut Brewery for being on the program for a couple minutes and congratulate them again on their medals. And I want to point out that Beardy didn't win any medals.
I did not, actually. Yeah.
You entered, though.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So sad. He got 4th.
Exactly. Yeah.
Every time.
I'm holding to that.
Okay.
I hope.
What categories did you enter?
I entered Kolsch.
Oh, okay.
Vienna Lager.
That was ambitious.
Yeah. Well, I knew I wasn't going to get gold.
Okay.
So I was hoping for a silver.
Vienna Lager. I would have given you a medal for your Vienna Lager.
I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah.
Let's see. American Wheat and Strong Pale Ale through the IPA and Strong Pale Ale category.
Okay. What is a Strong Pale Ale? I don't even know.
It's an IPA.
I see.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Tough category.
Yeah. They needed one more gold to hand out for an IPA.
I see. So they made Strong Pale Ale.
Yeah. So they made Strong Pale Ale.
All right. Were you disappointed or?
Competitions like this, there's so much good beer out there.
Yeah.
As long as you're sending beer that doesn't have an obvious flaw, then it gets into the subjective part of what the judges are going to like.
And there's so many entries too. I mean, this is what I'm saying. Wear your medal proudly.
Yeah.
Like there's so many entries. It's
Oh,
very
yeah.
difficult.
Yeah. And so if you get any medal, to me that's just as good as gold. Like gold is just as good as bronze in a competition like this.
Right.
To me, anyway.
Well,
and so I wasn't good enough for any of it. So
no,
that's fine.
I'm just going to tell people that you won. They just can't see it under your beard.
Yeah, I'm wearing all the medals under here.
Yeah, you have 100 medals under there.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why you're a little hunchback.
Yeah, this
yeah. And cross-eyed.
Well, that's totally different.
That's the difference.
I was born that way.
I see. Beardy, ladies and gentlemen, my favorite. Beardy's my favorite. I actually like him. I really like him a lot. All right, we're going to get out of here. Thanks, everybody, for being here. Play me some music, I think, Sam. There we go. Thanks to all our sponsors. We'll be back in Fort Collins probably in November for a show, and then again in January. I'm going to skip December. It's God's month.
You've earned a break already.
Yeah, I don't know.
That'll be the second show.
Yeah, I just feel like I need a vacation. Marty, I'm going to take a couple weeks off now. Tonight was enough. So, no, he says no. I have to work. All right, I'll be back tomorrow.
Or that was no more shows.
Yeah.
We're not sure.
All right, thanks again to Joyride. Thanks to Chuckanut. The Beevo produced this program tonight. I'd like to thank her for doing that. Sam hit a couple buttons on the computer over there. I'd like to thank him. Yeah. And he's probably going to keep me up all night again. Beardy, good job.
Oh.
And thanks to everyone.
JP's an asshole. Justin's a nice guy and winning the race. JP does great as his chair.